Hi, everybody. Welcome to another Catch Up with Mayo live show. Saturday, August 23rd, 2025 at 4 o'clock, 4 p.m., 4:01, it looks like, just turned. Try to come here every week at the same time to do a live show where I can communicate with some of the people who watch the show, the viewers, the self-professed fans, people who like the show, and looking forward to chatting with a lot of you today. So we're going to do that, and I'm waiting for some comments to come in. I see we have a few right here. Hi, James Farley, always got a front seat. Gary, hello. And George, music for all four seasons. Mark, hi, Mark. Mark was on with us recently, and we did some chatting, a live show that we did, talking all about the Beatles. And Raymond, hello. Caitlin Larkin, hello, Caitlin, from, of course, Sirius XM, the Beatles channel. Hello, Robbie. Good to see you. And I figured I would maybe put out a link on this Catch Up with Mayo show, depending on how it goes. It may become Beatles, because there's still a lot of Beatles yakety yak out there, So maybe I'll do that. Let me just see here. It's been a while since I did this. I'm laughing at something. Hold on, I'll tell you in a minute. I'll be right with you. Okay. Sorry, folks. I'm going to take a moment. Copy paste is really slow on this. I don't know why. There's a link. All right. So, James Farley, thank you so much for the gift. It's encouraged. It's never required, but it's always helpful. Don't forget, to run StreamYard costs like almost $50 a month to run the pay for the whatever you call it system. But thank you. I think it's funny because James Farley the other day, I know he was on another channel and he made a contribution, and I joked with him. And I said, hey, what about here? And sure enough, I had a feeling he would. It's funny, but I appreciate it. Thank you. All righty. Again, I'm sorry if I forget who. Did I say hello to Robbie? Hello, Robbie. I'm sorry if I missed you. I forget who I said hello to. I know Martin. Hello, Martin. Okay, hi Lila. Looking at lots of reaction video streams, would you say the excitement for Anthology 2025 is 50-50? Matthew Street's opinion turned on a sixpence. I would definitely say it's 50-50, but maybe worse. I would say it's, I don't know, it's like, I don't know, about 50-50. I think it's like, I'm trying to think like 30-70 or something like that. 30% love the whole thing, and 70% are pissed. Let's be honest about it. It takes a lot for me to call something a cash grab, but that's what I'm going to do with this one. It's a rare time where I use that phrase. So, how do I like being in my 60s? Well, George, I don't prefer it. I prefer to be younger. I definitely prefer to be younger. Don't misunderstand me. What I always say is I prefer, if I'm going to be 60 in my 60s, I'd rather be in my 60s today. No offense. I know a lot of young people out there. I'd rather be 60s today in this day and age rather than 60s in like another 40 years or something like that. If anything, I wouldn't even mind being in my 70s now, because that means even 10 better years of entertainment, movies and music, and pop culture and stuff would have been experienced by me at a younger age. Nobody wants to be older, right? But the question is, assuming we're all going to live to be older, what period of time do you want to be young in and older in? You follow me? So that's my long-winded answer. I have Mark Zutkov here. I'm going to bring him up. I hope I said your name right, Mark. He was joining us the other day. Since we're Beatle crazy right now with anthology and everything, here he is.
Hey, Joe.
Hi. Glad to have you back.
Thank you. Thank you for having me the other day, and thank you for today. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it was fun. Good conversation. I still figure there's going to be a lot of Beatles stuff going on. We'll see how it goes,
Yeah. I decided to wear Deep Purple today, though.
Oh, okay. That's fine. But I don't get, is there a reason for it?
Yeah, this past week, I finally got my Made in Japan Deluxe anniversary box and really enjoyed the Steven Wilson surround sound mix. I haven't had a chance to listen to all the other parts of the concert that are in it yet, but I really enjoyed that mix. And I was wondering if you had ever spent any time listening to Deep Purple.
No, not much. I know the popular tracks. Where's my list? Where's my...
Okay.
I use that with the Danny show a lot. Yeah, I haven't really done a deep dive.
High praise indeed.
Now, how you say, has your opinion changed? What of
probably anthology?
Well, I think what happened with Matthew Street is that I think that he admitted it too. I think he made the first video excited because the news was out that the anthology was coming, but it wasn't the official announcement with all the details yet. Then when he got the details, he was like, I think I jumped the gun in my enthusiasm because he was disappointed. As I think a lot of us were. I mean, you have the attitude, right? Hey, look, just be thankful for what we're getting. And then other people like, no, I'm disappointed, so.
Yeah, a couple of days ago, the Beatles YouTube channel posted a number of the remastered tracks, and they were clearly labeled as remastered tracks. I think they pulled them down the very next day. I'm not sure why, but really? I got to check out a handful of them, including some of the ones I mentioned on the show the other day. And Shout, they didn't lengthen it, but they did improve the beats that I was describing.
Yeah.
On that one a little bit. I think when I went back to check it had been gone, so I wasn't able to double check it. But I had forgotten that there were some edits on some of the other tracks that have not been altered. For instance, You Know My Name, Look Up My Number is still missing a piece of it. They added in pieces that had not been released originally, but they cut out a certain portion of it, and that has not been restored. So yeah, it really is a mixed bag of tracks.
Yeah, and again, every time this comes up, the anthology, everybody that's a fan has different ideas what they want. Why didn't they put out? Somebody was saying today, was it Jesse's Dream or something with the music
from Magical Mystery Tour?
Yeah, and then somebody's, why don't they put out the Budokan thing? Why don't they put out Shay? Oh no, what I want the full 12-bar original. I think, no, if I remember you saying that. But there's like everybody. No, I want to put out something from the school, the Snow School show that was found. It's like, put out all the Decca tape. It's like, you see, it's impossible to cover everything for everybody, right?
Yes. Well, we are like Veruca Salt. I want it all.
Yeah.
Also, Goldmember from Austin Powers and Goldmember. Well, there is no pleasing you.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there isn't really, and these things, they can't all be in one anthology. I mean, maybe over time they can come out.
Yeah, but given that they have one major release a year, it's a little bit rough.
Yeah, I mentioned that too, wondering if they were going to put it out in the 16:9 format, which is like a rectangle, like we're appearing here.
Long box?
Meaning the square box, like 4x3, 133, 1.33 That's the original.
Oh! I thought you meant the packaging. Never mind.
No. The when you watch it on the screen, originally it was for the old televisions, the square television.
It's an excellent question. Do you have an answer to it?
I don't, although I'm guessing they're going to make it 16:9, which basically means they're going to make it rectangular, and I don't know how much is going to be missing if it's going to be masked off, cropped off. That's what they do. People think they're getting more because it fits. When they do this with movies too, they used to think that they're getting more. They think if they fill out their screen a rectangle, but not really all the time because they're cutting stuff off. But I think
on how it was originally shot.
It's how it was originally shot.
It was originally shot as 4:3, which is the square or nearly
right. But we don't know what they're going to do because Peter Jackson's at the helm with this,
and he's famous for doing the 16:9.
So hopefully, whatever he does, he knows what he's doing. I got to think. Well, Gary, that would be. I always say that would be my idea. 1952. As long as you don't get drafted, that's the only thing to that. But I don't know. Is that a little too early? 52, 62, 54, something like that.
Well, I was born in 56, so
that's not bad.
Works out all right.
That's good. Hello, Mike. Good to see you over here. Loving the deep purple background. There you go.
Yeah, I have been challenged in a comment, and I'm not sure I can meet the challenge.
Is that down below? I gotta look.
You'll get to it eventually.
All right. Let me. I'll try to go a little faster here. I keep forgetting how to say your name. Is it Yvonne? Because sometimes you want to say Ivan, sometimes you want to say Ivan. Yvonne. Today's Keith Moon's birthday. There you go. Great drummer. Yep. Hello, Penny Lane. What's going on with Penny Lane? Is the new made in Japan taken from all the nights? I don't know what we're talking. What do you mean made in Japan?
They're talking about the Deep Purple.
Oh, yours, Deep Purple. Yes.
Yeah, yes. I can answer that question. It's 5 CDs, and I don't know how many vinyl because I don't get the vinyl. But what they've done is there were 3 concerts, 2 in Osaka and 1 in Tokyo. Those are in there. 1 concert per CD, except for the encores, all of which got put on a single disc with a couple of extra tracks. That's the 4th disc. And the 5th disc is the original Made in Japan album, which is drawn from all 3 nights. Mm-hmm. But it's complete. And there have been numerous complete releases of this in the past. In the 90s, there was a wonderful set that was curated by Simon Robinson of Darker Than Blue, which is a Deep Purple Appreciation Society. And then there was another set about 10 years ago. So it's been out a number of times. This one has been completely remixed. And as I say, I haven't listened to the individual ones yet, just the original album that's been remixed by Steven Wilson into surround sound. And it was quite nice.
Boy, there's your answer. See what you started? You got a complete answer, that's for sure. Anthology is an incredible insight into the Beatles at work, but I wouldn't want it twice. Well, I know.
I've watched it numerous times.
Let's see.
It always brings joy.
It brings joy when you watch it. Sometimes me and my friend Anthony, we go through it. In my 60s and enjoying life, especially with the technology available to us. Yes. Yeah, well, that's the thing too. We get to share our hobbies and so much more. Now, I know there are some younger people, Gen Zers, who often say, "This is what I always respond when they say it." They always say, "Hey, this is great to be young because we have everything at our fingertips. You didn't have that. We have everything here. You had to wait for every release to come out. We have it all here together, so it's better." And technology is so good, but what you forget is I'm not done yet. I've had that too. We've had that too. Mark has it. I have it. He's enjoying his releases there of Deep Purple. We still have everything at our fingertips, just like you're saying, but we also experienced it as it was coming too. So we got both. Well, I was too young with the Beatles, more solo Beatles than anything.
Well, even I had a strange history with the Beatles originally because I saw them on the Sullivan Show when it premiered. I had Meet the Beatles and She Loves You, but until 1969, that was the last Beatles album that I owned. I only heard a couple of other Beatles songs over the years on the radio. And it wasn't until somebody brought in Sgt. Pepper just before the end of the school year in 1968 that I got really eager to get back into the Beatles. I went out, I got Hunter Davis's authorized biography and started reading up on them. And then when Abbey Road came out, I flipped over that. I got the single with Come Together in Something. And then it was off to the races.
Yeah, there you go. The only
but
one
there
I
was
really
that one gap between 64 and 68 where it was just peripheral to me.
Yeah. I don't think I remember. I mean, I do remember "Hey Jude" as a new song. That's about all. I was like 6, but yeah.
Yeah, I only got to hear mainly classical and middle of the road radio stations until 1969 when a friend gave me my own FM radio for the first time. And in trying to get the classical station, I accidentally hit the top 40 station. And that was the end of that.
That was good. I think that's a happy mistake.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, Mike. Thanks for joining us. Here we go. Is this your top 5 films? There you go.
That's the one. The thing is, with all the different genres, it's extremely hard to name an overall top 5. I can tell you my top 5 spy drama, or my top spy drama is 3 Days of the Condor. Top spy comedy is Hopscotch. Top musical is a tie between The Music Man and Singing in the Rain. That is what I'm certain of. Then when we get into things like science fiction films, fantasy films, animated films, and so forth, it's much harder to pick just one film. For instance, with animated, I probably would say The Incredibles these days still, but there are other ones that have come close to challenging it. And as far as science fiction goes, it's so hard to say because there are just so many good ones and a lot of bad ones.
Yeah, that's my sweet spot, horror and science fiction.
Yeah, now horror I'm not terribly into, but I do like the Universal monsters.
Oh yeah, those are my babies. Okay, Caitlin says, number 1, you can't please everyone. That is very true. Number 2, if they give us everything we want in one shot, then we won't get any new stuff ever again, and that would suck. Well, don't forget, you're young, relatively to us. Now, that's the thing about being older in these days, I suppose, right? Yeah, there's a point there, but yeah, see, there you go. I forgot about that one too. That's another one. Where's Bad to Me? The demo from Bad to Me from John. You know, that's another thing that people say. Everybody's got their ideas, their wish lists of what should be on there. You know.
Yeah.
Shay would be great. 2 hours of screaming. Well, that wouldn't be all it was, but
yeah,
I know what you're saying.
They're obviously missing an opportunity with the material that has been discovered since the original anthology came out. Things that we've either heard or heard about and apparently was not even considered for this release. So those are, it's a shame that none of that has been considered for this anthology.
Yeah, this thing, when Caitlin says, oh, you know, trying to be fair, you know, when she says we won't, if they gave us everything in one shot, then we won't get any new stuff ever again, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's like, but come on, they give it most of this anthology 4 stuff they've already given us. It really is a slap in the face. Now, I understand you work for Sirius XM's Beatle channel. I understand that. I couldn't get away without sliding that in. But, right? So I get that part.
Hey, there's a lot of stuff on the Sirius XM Beatles channel that, as far as I know, hasn't been released in any form. But they have it and they play some of it. It's like, why can't we own some of that? There's some wonderful stuff there. If I'm wrong, Caitlin, tell me. But as far as I can tell, there's been some stuff aired, some alternate takes and such that I've never heard anywhere else.
Complete Beatles, yeah, that was a big deal when that first came out. So some footage I'd never seen. Spat out my drink. Great documentary. Everybody raves about that documentary. I think anthology blows it away now in this day and age. It was great when it came out in 1982, the Complete Beatles, and there's still some stuff on there that I like. You get interviews with people on there, like Tony Sheridan is interviewed, Alan Williams is interviewed. I'm trying to remember everybody. There were definitely good interview clips in there, for sure. But, I mean, material-wise, it's much better in anthology.
Yeah, I remember. I saw it. My alma mater college had an event where they were showing it. It was just shown on on film, I believe, on a set-up screen. It wasn't anything official. And when the Tokyo 66 concert came on, it was stunning. I gasped when that thing hit the screen.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So at that time, all that stuff was still rather new to us.
Yeah.
But anthology has superseded that, and also other things that have come out in various forms, including gray ones.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Great. Especially. Hello, Lizzie. What's up? You need to produce a complete documentary film, Joe, on the Shea Stadium concert. I like your ideas and vision for that. Well, thank you. I think that's the only way to go about it, personally. People are sick of hearing me say it, but you may not have heard me say it. My opinion is, since we know they cleaned it up and they had it with 8 days a week as a film afterwards, the concert itself is not very long. But you can make a nice little documentary presentation of Beatles at Shea with the fans getting ready. The fans are arriving at Shea Stadium. There's footage of them, hanging out in the stands, talking, being interviewed, going up and down the escalators, buying stuff. Weave that in with maybe some talking heads, people, remembering things or whatnot where you can, people who were there or whatever. And then you have the Beatles when they're in the helicopter and they're looking down at the city. They're looking at New York City, all the buildings packed together, and they're freaking out over that. And then they're in the dugout and they're goofing around and combing their hair and getting ready and showing some presents that they got. They got some gifts and all the footage that you've seen, and maybe some we haven't seen, maybe some that we didn't see that routinely that now. Anyway, then maybe you got some opening acts, the opening act that played. I think there were a couple of some dancers on there and this and that. And then the grand finale, much like with the Let It Be movie where you have the rooftop concert on the end. This is what we're waiting for. Boom. There they are. Boom. The concert at the end. And how long would it run? I don't know. 75 minutes, maybe the whole thing, maybe not, a mini movie, something like that. I don't know if it could be that long, the whole thing with everything in it. That's what I'd like to see.
Yep. Sounds good to me.
They can make a nice concert out of it. I love George in the anthology. He's so over the Beatles and blasé about his experiences. He has always been like that. Yeah. I love when they may have given their screen as on their money, but we gave our nervous systems. Hey, George, you never worked for the U.S. Postal Service, so don't tell me about giving your nervous system.
I will say it's an amazing confluence of events that led to the creation of the anthology. Because if George hadn't had the issues with his film company and owed a lot of money, that he probably wouldn't have given his approval to go ahead with the anthology. So it's a shame that George had to go through that, but we were the beneficiaries of the whole series of documentaries.
It's a good thing in a way that he had to go through those hardships for him, I suppose.
I know. I finally saw Shanghai Surprise about a year and a half ago.
Was it as
bad?
Wow,
that's a bad film. But it's got some great songs by George.
Yeah, music's good. Breath Away from Heaven is in there, and Someplace Else, I think.
Song in Town, and the title song, which is quite fun.
Yeah. I don't mind buying the anthology in DVD because I only have it in VHS, but I wish I could get Volume 4 CD because I have all three. Well, Yeah, well, they're making you buy all of them together, even the 98% of us that already have the damn things in 1, 2, and 3, which I think is pathetic, and I do. I gotta say it. That's how I feel. They're gonna be remastered. We'll see. When it was time for me to be drafted, started a lottery system. They only went up to 90. Oh, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Well, that's another subject. Yeah, there's a lot. You were presenting. I don't know what this was all about. You had a list of a bunch of tracks. I'm sorry, I didn't put them up. I mean, what was it?
I gather he's saying that the tracks on the other anthology, the anthology 3 perhaps, are a second or 3 longer. Is that what he's saying?
Could be.
That's what it looks like.
I leave it to you folks. I saw Corey today. I dropped by the record store today, and I saw him today. Whenever I go to the record store, I always see him there. Even though I was sad about Ozzy's passing, I prefer Deep Purple to Sabbath, but Zepp is the best. Well, I like Zepp the best out of those two. That's just me. But
have you seen Becoming Led Zeppelin? The documentary?
You're killing me. He's exposing me. No, I like Zeppelin, and I really was going to see it because I know it was in IMAX at my theater. Oh. And I thought, this is something that maybe I finally want to see. I would go for that. But as it go by myself or nobody else wanted to go, sometimes I go alone, but I wound up just not getting to it.
I went with a friend of mine and we had a great time. It was really good. The Blu-ray is fine. The 4K and Blu-ray is finally up for pre-order with a ridiculous price. I placed the order. We'll see if I hold it.
So they're doing it too. Oh, hello, Bill. Is this the same Bill who contacted me on the other channel? Let me know. Give me my black bars. Not a fan of cropping at all. Yeah, back in the old days, they cropped widescreen to 4:3. That sucked. Now it's the reverse problem. And the thing, too, is there really are no black bars. I mean, when I first was starting out 2 years ago, I'm thinking, hey, they're sticking black bars on my thing. No, they're not sticking black bars on it. That's the proper ratio. They're not, that's a long story.
In 1980, I managed to get a tape of Star Wars that was letterboxed. And I didn't realize what I had at the time. When they came out with the rental version that was full screen, I managed to get a copy of that. And I got rid of the letterbox one, which I should never have done.
That's what happened.
This is VHS, of course.
Yeah, I remember that. I didn't really understand it at first when I saw it on VHS.
Yeah, and then years later, I got introduced to what was really going on and said, yeah, I should have kept that.
Okay, they have used the MAL technology. How many tracks on the new anthology? Well, that's good.
We'll see. Somebody did post a version of Real Love, but I'm pretty sure it's not the official one. But the job they did on it was quite good as far as the vocal goes. So I'm really looking forward to hearing Real Love from the official mix.
Yeah, me too. A lot of fans have done that already. Yeah, they made Free as a Bird redos and also Real Love. I've heard some of those. These days they can do anything. Woo. Yeah. Bill 88, hello. That looks like Bill mixed the who's who, but hopefully that works. Joe, I think I'm posting finally. I think you are as well. Let's see. Hello, I remember your name. First generation Beatle fan, still upset. I will have to buy the whole anthology package instead of just the new number 4. I will buy the whole enchilada, but upset that I have to. Yeah, I'm going to do it too. I know a lot of people will say, hey, you're part of the problem. That's why they do. You think that really, like, if some of us stopped it, all of us have to not buy in order for them to do it, and that's not going to happen. There's always going to be people that are going to buy anyway.
Yeah, and if we don't buy, then they stop making the releases. So we lose on both counts.
There's that too. It's weird how that works.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess Mark didn't have Human Centipede on his list of favorite films of all time. This guy, Mr. Blood Vessel's a regular card.
Actually, if I were to pick my favorite horror film, it would probably be the original Alien.
Oh, good one.
Because that scared the crap out of me.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good horror film. I do love American Graffiti. That's one of my favorite movies of all.
Wolfman Jack and that thing is so funny.
Yeah, rock and roll ourselves to death. Credibles is excellent.
Go ahead.
You were saying I cut too soon.
No, I was about to say that I finally saw Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, and I liked it better than a lot of people did. It's not my favorite by any means, but so many of the negative reviews scared me. But fortunately, I enjoyed it.
Okay,
I actually watched it twice, once with the commentary, and I've enjoyed it both times. So, and there are 2 more commentaries to go through.
I need every take of if you've got trouble, especially for him to go rock on.
Song. Yet I've always wanted to do a reggae version of If You Got Trouble. I think it would lend itself well to a reggae beat.
If you've got trouble. Where the heck is Mark Lewison's Tune In Volume 2? I don't know what to say about that anymore. It's silly. I still think that, I love the first book. The first book, I think, was 2013. I think.
I don't remember what year.
That's 12 years ago. And if he could have got it timed in with 2024 for the Beatles' 60th anniversary in America, that would have been good. But it's really way overdue, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate that he takes the time to get all the facts right, and the longer he waits, the more he unearths new pieces of paper and documents and things to have. But you're not going to get everything. Please put it out, will you, Mark?
The main thing is I hope he gets all his research done for the 3rd book so that we can get both books in a rather timely manner once it's finally time.
There you go. And once we get all the album box sets, people will be complaining there's no more Beatle products coming out. People will never be satisfied. I don't think they ever will. But then again, you got to also be honest. You got to say, hey, I like this. I like what they did here. And you got to say, I didn't like that they did that. I don't know. I never see the problem, although I too get annoyed with all the complaining sometimes. But I think they have stuff legitimately to complain about with this anthology release,
Yeah.
There you go. Revolution 9, take 99. Where's that?
I think he's just being funny.
I know. Giles worked on the music for the docuseries, so we will essentially get Shea, Washington, Japan, Australia. I can't remember every single show that's shown in the series. And that would be nice. I still think that's a great way to do it. If you can do some kind of live set, all live, a whole live documentary. Jeez, I'm okay. Forgetting the word.
Mm-hmm.
But not like, I enjoyed 8 days a week for what it was, but a lot of people, I think, expected it to be like that. A lot of live stuff, more live stuff.
I liked 8 days a week in the theater more than I liked it at home.
Yeah, sure. It was a
Part of that was because of the Shea concert they showed afterward, I think. Yeah, and I didn't realize how much of the music in 8 days a week had been replaced with other tracks. That was a bit disconcerting to learn because it interferes with history.
History, baby. Get it right.
Yeah. Well,
I'm happy with it.
People are invested in rewriting history. We won't go there.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know that. Not gonna mention names. I'm happy with all my original North American records. Good for you, and all the UK releases in the '90s. Good for you. I am easy to please. There you go. It's filled with lots of goodies not released to the public. I still said this before, and I'll say it again. Nothing to do with Caitlin, of course. Rules are rules, but I really wish, and I guess it's a rights problem, right? That they would play more solo music in between the Beatle tracks, and not just the usual ones. You always hear Junior's Farm. You hear, I'm trying to remember what, Oh My, or Goodnight Vienna. There's certain ones they play. I would love them to play, like, this is my opinion, say 3 or 4 Beatles songs, and then a solo track. 4 Beatles songs, a solo track, or something like that. But really dig deep into the solo Beatles, because my friend Anthony, I always mention this. He says to me the other day, I was listening to the Beatles channel, and I heard a song I really liked by Ringo, a Ringo solo song. I said, what was it? And he said Adeline, which is on the new one of the new EPs. I think it was on Crooked Boy. I mean, he liked it. Then he tells me the time after that recently. He says, "You know what? I heard a Lennon song that I liked. I don't remember the exact title of it because it's a unreleased song demo. Mr. Hyde is gone, or the monster's gone, or something about Mr. Hyde is gone, or something like that." Which is not. I said that's a demo. But what I'm saying is, I'm glad he heard these. There's people will get an appreciation for more of the solo music if you do that. Now, instead, what they do is they say, well, this is where this came from, the 50s. I love Elvis, Buddy Holly, Little Richard, Chuck Berry, Fats Domino, Everly Brothers, all that. I love it. But I don't want to hear it on a Beatles channel. I think most Beatles fans would want to hear group and solo, and not so much non-Beatles people, even though I love it in its place. That's just my long opinion of this. But unless it's a legal problem that they can't play this stuff, I don't get it. They must have no problem legally playing all the 50s guys. That must be okay.
Of the 50s tracks, I would prefer them to the songs the Beatles covered themselves, either on their albums or on the BBC. Hearing the original versions of those is instructive of what the Beatles did with those songs. Whereas if they just play something by a 50s artist, it has less of an impact on that channel. On the other hand, I don't think Sirius XM do they have a dedicated 50s channel? I think they start with 60s, do they?
They had an Elvis one.
They do have an Elvis one, and I don't know.
I don't know about 50s in general. I don't know.
Yeah, they might. I also think, I'm pretty sure Caitlin might or might not be interested in confirming this, that Sirius XM picks out a playlist of songs for either a week or a couple of weeks or a month, and they tend to go through that playlist. This is for all their channels, not just Beatles. Mm-hmm. So if you listen to the same channel over a period of days, you will hear several of the same songs played several times.
Well, the Beatles, of course, only had a little over 200 songs, So when I had the Beatles channel, which I don't have now, I don't even have, my car doesn't even have the capability for it.
Caitlin has answered one of the questions.
Radio, I'll get to it. But I got tired of the repetition. I'm a Beatles fan. I was becoming not a Beatles fan because every time I turned it on, I'm hearing any song, whatever it is, "Can't Buy Me Love" over and over. I'm hearing "Hey Jude." I'm like, enough. So that's part of the problem. And then they have the specials where it's like, well, we're going to start Beatles songs that don't have any introductions today. It's just going to be "Help." They're going to start singing "Help," and they're just going to start. I can't think what other ones there are off the top of my head, but I'm like, wow.
Lose that girl.
They're going to lose that girl. Other song. I'm like, any way they can take the same 200 songs and play them again in different ways. We're going to have to. This year we have the top picks, everybody's favorite ranking of all the favorite Beatles songs, just to play them. It's the same thing. I mean, come on.
But it is a limited catalog, and they're just...
It is, but not with all the solo added to it. No.
But even some of the other channels, such as Watercolors, which is a channel I listen to pretty frequently, which is contemporary or C jazz, as they call it, not SEA, but the letter C. There's a fair amount of repetition on that channel as well. And
I mean, I definitely understand they got to repeat
same thing.
The same Beatles songs, but I don't know how many. If you take all the solo albums and all the songs on there, I don't know, 1,000 songs. I mean, there's a lot of songs altogether. The whole.
Well, as I say, Caitlin addressed that. You'll get to it.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. We got to do. I know what she's going to say. I think I'm going to go down there.
No, apparently it is, as the Who said, a legal matter, baby.
Where is it? Oh, there it is. I can't find it. There's a lot of ones, but I can't find that one in particular. Yes, we can legally only play one solo track. Well, that's baloney. I'm sorry, that's ridiculous. But you can play as many non-Beatle tracks. Where does it make any sense to play more non-Beatle tracks every hour than solo Beatle tracks? I don't get that. That's not you, Caitlin. Please, I think you're perfectly suited for your slot. On when I hear it when I'm in my car with Anthony, a lot of times we're right there at 12 noon.
Yep. And it's 11 o'clock here in Texas, so I hear it when I'm out at that time.
Let's see if I can go back up here. Bear with me, folks, because when we get to a lot of talking, which I'm happy to do, we get behind. No, I'm fine with the Universal movies as they are now, if that's what you mean, the old classics. Hello, Richard James. Let's start a GoFundMe for your shave vision. Or start a GoFundMe just for me.
Or start a GoFundMe for the legal help you'll need to put that together.
Yeah, that's the big thing. I appoint Joe to take a position with the Harrison estate. Yeah. What is this? Your hot date canceled? Well, you got to ask Danny these questions. Danny takes care of all that stuff. Veal and everything. Well, I want some ice cream. I'm
grateful. You're referring to Danny Harrison, right?
No, Danny Ambrosi was on my live streams with me.
Oh, sorry.
But go ahead. That's funny because you can answer that. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that I'm grateful that Danny has gotten involved with his father's catalog, because for a few years there, he really wanted to get his solo career going and didn't want to be defined by what his father had done. And I'm grateful that he has gotten involved to the extent that he has. Yes, we've got some issues with some of the content of the releases, but
absolutely,
they've been generally good.
I gotta disagree on that one. I mean, they're really dragging their feet on that, and it's always the same old stuff. I'm glad they finally did Living in the Material World. A fantastic job on that.
Yes, that's my point. It was great.
It remixed, but there's lots of other stuff. Where's Live in Japan? Whatever footage you have of it. That's another thing that could be a documentary. I always felt, because again, you've seen some clips of him playing in Japan that were on. What was that DVD set? There's a DVD, George Harrison.
Yeah, the Apple years.
The Apple years, and you have some clips, but there's also lots again from other countries. I don't know. Again, legally, can you get your hands on it? Can you use it?
That's part of the problem, I'm sure.
Eric Clapton and George doing press conferences in Japan. So you could make a little documentary about it. If you can't just do a whole concert, what about the Royal Albert Hall concert? What's up with that? What about
was that the one for Natural Law?
Is it? Help. I don't know.
I think so. It was done the same year as Live in Japan, right?
Yeah, either that or early 92. I always get mixed up with that, but it's around the same time. December 91 was Live in Japan.
That's right. So it was 91 for that, and then Albert Hall was 92, I believe.
Oh, that
concert's got some good performances in it.
Yeah, it's very good. That's a very good show. And I would just love, even though it wasn't well received, I thought Danny had hinted we were going to get some stuff from the 74 tour,
Yeah, we still might. Yes.
Says Bangladesh again, which again, I have a really good copy of Bangladesh. I'll take it. But I want to get some different things from them.
I want to hear that whole afternoon concert. I really do.
Well, listen, Mark, we have Caitlin in the wings wants to come up, and I'm happy to bring her up. So let's do it.
Caitlin in wings?
Yeah, in the wings. I never thought of that. I thought I made a mistake for a minute.
Caitlin hey, Mark. Caitlin and wings, always, especially on Wednesdays.
Yeah. So, Caitlin, thanks for coming on. What can you tell us?
I had to get on my soapbox because I couldn't type fast enough.
Yeah, I know. I was so hesitant. I want to be honest, but I don't want to offend.
No. It's not offensive in any way, shape, or form. It's a common question that we always get asked. And my cats are fighting behind me. That's lovely. Let's see. There they are.
I'm a cat person, just like John.
And so it's a common question. It's like, well, why can't you guys just play all of, the solo stuff? And it is a legal issue. So when they were coming up with the, inner workings of the Beatles channel back before it started airing, that was the agreement that the four parties came up with. It's like, that's what keeps it fair. John gets one solo song an hour. So does Paul. So does George. So does Ringo. And you can play as many Beatles songs as you want because it is indeed the Beatles channel.
I'm not listening anymore. I love what's his name in the morning that I do like when I do hear it.
Chris Carter.
Chris Carter.
Mm-hmm.
You get to hear different stuff, but it's always in a format, right? It's always like, what's the other one? The Dark Horse years.
Well, there's Dark Horse Radio with Laura Cantrell on Thursdays.
Yeah, there's different.
But if you listen to these shows closely, and even the shows that Frangione does, and even if he has like a special, say he's playing, Lennon stuff, you'll notice that in between that there will be Beatles songs played because that's how it has to go.
I know,
but do it back to back to back to back. You're representing the other four guys, and it has to be done fairly. And it's kind of like, unfortunately, because John died so young, I think, and that he didn't get a chance to put out as much music, say, as Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr, it keeps it balanced. Because then you have a disadvantage. You have so much McCartney solo stuff. You have so much Ringo solo stuff. And then John only has this much. It's not fair.
Well, look, I'm well aware of that because I do shows and things that, like when I was doing Talk More Talk, we don't have any subjects for John, but we got tons for everybody else. So I know that, when I do, sometimes I have solo Beatle reviews on my channel of albums. I always say, well, I got to do like 2 or 3 Paul ones. And then a John.
Exactly.
And a couple of Ringos and a George, because of that reason. But when you say about legally or whatever, are we talking about just a fairness thing, or is it a matter of not just being fair, an agreement, but like the record companies won't let you play?
No, it is it's a Paul McCartney, Ringo Starr, Olivia Harrison, Sean Lennon agreement. It is Apple. It is those 4 people. They say, this is how it's going to be done. There it is.
Well, let's just say, I'm going to make it up numbers here. Let's suppose Paul has, I'll just make up a number, 200 solo songs. Mm-hmm. And George has, I don't know, and Ringo has 200. George has 100. John has, I know he has a lot. He probably has more than like 75 or whatever. But if you're still playing songs during the hour, you could still play all John's solo songs over a period of time. They may get recycled a little more than Paul's will be more different and varied because he's got 200 versus say 75. But you still could play John every hour or whatever, 2 or 3 songs. You just won't hear as many variety of solo songs. You know what I'm trying to say?
And that's not fair.
Oh boy. I'm not mad at you, but listen, I don't think it's fair to exclude all the solo music just because of that.
But it's not excluded. I mean, you'd have to listen a hell of a lot, and I mean, we hope that you do.
I was
to listen all the time and hear one different Lennon solo song per hour, and you get those rare ones like you were saying, Mr. Hyde. Don't worry. I've played that on my show. It's a great demo.
And my friend Anthony, he goes, I heard a song the other day, and he'll say, I'm surprised at some of the stuff he comes out with, like Ringo. I think it's Las Brisas or something from Rotogravure, and I'm like, or maybe I'm like, really? Is that the one, or was it Lady Gay? Was one?
I played Lady Gay a couple of times.
See, that's what I'm looking for. Like, I remember there was a time I was listening, and I would hear a few chestnuts that would always got regular rotation. I think I mentioned a few. Junior's Farm. There was a time in the beginning. Goodnight Vienna was a favorite. The track they played Goodnight Vienna a lot, and whenever I did hear solo music, and I listened to almost every day during my travels, it seemed to be the same solo music, But if they're going deeper now, that's fine with me.
I mean, I guess it just depends on what the DJ picks that day. It's luck of the draw and luck of when you're listening. But I try and always mix it up. But then, of course, you always want to play the hits that everybody knows, because that's the thing about radio, is that you always want to keep people listening. And so that's kind of the trick with it. And that's also, like, I've learned that mostly when I was working in terrestrial radio. And that's why you hear the same monotonous songs over and over and over again, because you're always trying to grab the person who may not always listen to make them a regular listener.
I'm sorry, Caitlin. That's another subject too. When they play the same 25 classic rock songs on a regular radio, I don't listen to them anymore.
That's terrestrial radio for you.
I will not listen anymore. Here in New York, Q104, I think it's the old. Not listening to it anymore. I don't want to hear "Stairway to Heaven," Hotel California.
Neither do I.
I don't care if an odd person's driving around and going, look at that, Hotel California. Yeah. Now I'm going to listen to the channel. And if you listen long enough and you become a fan, like you say, so they'll listen now, they're going to hear Hotel California all the time now. They'll get tired of it too. I don't get the mentality,
For terrestrial radio, I 1,000% agree. I don't get it. But that's what they try to do. They're trying to grab listeners. They're trying to get those ratings up all the time. And it's for those people that don't listen continuously.
Well, I guess with the going back to the Beatles, most people, 90% are going to want to hear when they turn it on. They're going to want to hear "She Loves You," and they're going to want to hear "Hey Jude." Oh, God.
I agree.
If I turn on here, hey, I shut it off every time. Not just any channel, regular radio.
I totally know what you mean, Joe. I don't take it personally. I totally know what you mean.
But when I'm listening to like Ken Michaels' Every Little Thing show, I mean, and not just because I used to work with him, but I mean, he's a solo fanatic, and he'll turn it on and you'll hear "Angry" from Press to Play. And I'm just throwing ideas off my head. Or if they're going to play the Beatles, they'll play something, some other guy from the BBC, which I'm assuming you play stuff like this too. Yep. I've heard some of it. I mean, I get it. Look, I'm so glad they still have a Beatles channel that's still doing well. I'm sorry, I can talk about.
What's your thought on anthology, Caitlin?
Let's see. What can I say? No, I'm stoked for it. I'm honestly most excited about the docuseries release on Disney Plus. I do own the DVDs, and the thing is that I watch anthology at least once a year in full, and it got to a point years ago where I was playing anthology so much that it literally stopped playing in my DVD player. Like, I had played those discs to death that it just wouldn't play anymore. So my wife actually had to buy me a new set a few years back. So I'm just glad that I won't run into that problem again, and I can just click Disney Plus and there it'll be.
Yeah, I told a story. It's kind of funny. I guess I'll do it again. I got Disney Plus in 2021 for Get Back. and I was going to cancel it, and I just never got around to it. So I wound up paying for like 4 years. Okay. Once in a while, there'd be something on, and I'd watch something. But now I said to my girlfriend, I said, oh boy, I said, they're going to have on the anthology with the new episode is going to be on, which is what I'm excited about, is the new episode. And I said, I guess I'm going to be watching Disney again. And she goes, I finally canceled it. I just canceled it a little while ago.
Of course.
I guess I got to get it again this time.
Yeah.
So it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
But I want to say to you, mentioned Tom Frangione. I really like Tom Frangione, and I like his shows. I've heard them here and there. Not, I'm in other cars usually with other, because I bought a used car, okay, and it's from to 2019, and I just thought that now I know better, that satellite was a natural feature in every car.
No,
it isn't. So I was calling up to get the Beatles channel on it, because I went up and down with it. I'd have it, then I'd cancel it, then I'd get it again. I was back and forth with it all the time. And no, I don't have it now as a result of that. But when I'm in Anthony's car, then I get to listen to it.
Yeah.
So, boy, lots of stuff here. I don't even know if I should go back up, because if there's anything you saw that you wanted to answer, but I'm going to try to go up.
I don't have the comments up here, so I can't see. So if there's anything directed towards me.
That's true. That happens.
A couple people have said hi to you.
Well, then hi back, everybody. I got to say, this is pretty cool, and how technology is awesome. I got the correct kind of a cable to connect my microphone that I use on air to my phone. So this is like wild right now. I can hear myself in my headphones, and it sounds so good, and it's on the live stream. I love stuff like that.
Caitlin, we've made jokes every once in a while, because I am an old fart when it comes to technology. And a lot of times I've asked, how do you do this? How do you do that?
Yes.
I want to get one of those mics, at least for here, that can sound a little clearer. And you get ones that just go right into the laptop, right?
You can, yes. So the one that I have, it's a Shure M7V. And it's like the second best podcasting microphone that you can get. There's one that's way more expensive. That's just the top tier. This one's the one below. And it's a reasonable price, and it plugs right into here. And so you can do XLR, like the normal 3-prong thing. And then you can have one that just plugs in USB-wise. And I just have this little cable right here that plugs from the microphone into my iPhone right now. It's amazing.
There you go.
It's good stuff. It's worth it.
How about something completely different here? I got my ticket already to see Jaws on Friday in the big screen again. So I do. It's totally unrelated, but
not me.
Well, Universal Studios is not too far from where I live, and they've got all the awesome merchandise for the 50th anniversary over in the parks there. So that's been pretty cool.
Well, let's talk about Free as a Bird. I only heard it once, and I heard it on a phone, which I don't recommend, but I could tell I like John's voice now a lot better. But I need to hear it again a few times to hear other things that people are talking about coming up. What do you think?
I've enjoyed it. I am a little bit weirded out, because I think we're, for the last 30 years, we've been hearing it with that little bit of, hiss and echo.
The ghostly sound.
Yeah. So when I heard it so crisp and so clean, I was just like, wait, what is this? So it's going to get some getting used to, but the technology itself and the fact that it is so crystal clear finally sent, chills down my spine.
Let's see. Yeah, If You Got Trouble was only recorded one time, or with no retakes.
I just did overdubs on it, I believe.
Yeah, I listened to
I
it.
have to pull out my Beatles recording sessions book to be sure.
Yeah, mine's back there too.
Very valuable.
In another room.
And I love listening to it, but I can't, I'd be fair. I love listening to that. And I love listening to That Means a Lot. And I love listening to Leave My Kitten Alone. But I know when I listen to it, I say, I get why it wasn't used, as in the form that it's in. Ringo pleading with somebody to rock on and stuff like that. And the words are kind of bizarre. They're fun as an oddity, but I can understand why they didn't go with them. Anybody else? What do you think? Those songs.
No, I love them. But yeah, I agree with you, Joe. Leave My Kitten Alone. I could see why it was left off.
Yeah.
I'm a That Means a Lot kind of girly. I love that song. I wish it was a part of the Help film or at least the album in some way,
Good
shape, or
film.
form. But I can also see why out of the other tunes that, it was left off. But it's
I
still great,
actually
and
like
that's
I
still he
like
got
the
it.
PJ Proby arrangement. Of course, he didn't do the arranging, but he was the one who sang it on the semi-hit version of That Means a Lot. Because I think
Yeah.
the Beatles version, the ending doesn't work, where they just repeat "Can't You See" over and over again.
Yeah, and they never perfected it, right? I mean, they did a lot of takes on it, I think, but they
did.
But they didn't perfect it to the point where it's if they were going to release it, it would have been presented better, I think.
Yeah, it's been a theory of mine, and I'm a huge fan of George Harrison, but it's been a theory of mine that some of these songs were rejected because they weren't happy with George's solos.
Yeah, that's not a bad theory. And again, I catch a lot of flack with that because again, I'm honest and I say, look, I love George. When I listen to this is what I say. When I listen
George
to
is my favorite Beatle. What can I say? I still can criticize.
Yeah, when I listen to the Beatles records, I love George's sound. He's on those records, is playing. But when I listen to outtakes and stuff, he's struggling, and I'm like, wow, that's rough, and I'm like, he can't just do it on the fly, and stuff. Got to work it out, kind of, and yeah, some of them are rough. There's even that one on One After 909 when there's a clumsy solo, and John's can be heard saying, "What kind of solo is that?"
Yeah, that's a track I wish they'd fixed from Anthology, because when they were going to do sessions in the early 80s, Jeff Emmerich did a mix of that where it combined the two takes that were as close as possible to releasable. And I thought the solo flowed much better there than they did on the Anthology one, where they used one complete solo, half of which was not very good. So that's the way George Martin wanted to do it, and he stuck with it until they got to Anthology 3, where George Martin was less involved and they used more of Jeff Emmerich's tracks, such as on Not Guilty. At least that's my theory.
Not a bad theory. I love I'll Be On My Way is my favorite BBC track.
Me too.
It's a great one.
It is, yeah.
It's such a shame that was never recorded elsewhere.
I know.
Yeah, I really love it. Then you get to the guitar solo. The little it's like, come on, who's playing
When
this?
I first heard it, I legit thought, because the rest of the tracks are mostly covers, I thought it was a Buddy Holly tune when I first heard it when I was a kid. And to find out that it was a Lennon and McCartney just blew my mind back then. But it's a great song.
Yeah, it's my favorite. It's my favorite probably. I mean, I have so many favorites off the BBC's sessions.
Yeah, Own My Soul might be my favorite.
Oh yeah, that's Little Richard
originally. Yes.
Yeah, that's good.
And I love the way Paul and John trade vocals on that one.
Oh, my soul.
Yep.
You get me going here. I'm going to make sure Bill 88 gets on here. By making us buy all the anthology over is another way to increase the total number of albums sold by artists, thus enabling the Beatles to stay ahead of the pack. It's just a theory. It's a theory. Let me just put this up here. This is probably before Caitlin joined. There's old comments. Joe and Mark, I haven't joined in a bit. Are you going to see Paul this time around? I'm not going to see him for one thing, because he's not close enough to me. I'm just not. I've seen him 11 times. I think that's good. I'll see him again if he comes closer, probably. The anthology is 25% new material. I haven't figured. Anybody do the math? I don't know. 13 new tracks, I think.
It's probably a little. Oh, that's right. No, it's not 25% then.
I don't remember how many total there were.
Numbers.
I can't math. That's why I'm a radio DJ.
Yeah. But by the way, again, let's give props. I mean, I am thrilled. Do I have it listed here? I mean, some of these tracks. This is what I live for. Early Beatles outtakes. I love the early. I love all the Beatles. I got to say that, but I love early Beatles best. And to hear stuff like I'm dying to hear "Tell Me Why." A couple of takes of that. Every Little Thing. I Need You. I always say I need you.
Take one of I Need You. Take one. That's going to be unbelievable.
If you just by reading this, I don't know what they're going to sound like, but just by reading this, that's the one I'm most excited about. I want to hear The Night Before. I like to hear more of the night if there's more takes of The Night Before. And take one of In My Life, the first take of In My Life, and they have Nowhere Man first version, take two, whatever first version is. I mean, that's it. That's what excites me. Now, of course, I got to go through all this buying everything again to get that, but I'll do it because I want it. I mean, they know that. They know that with a lot of diehard fans. That's what I'm most excited about. Eventually, hopefully, those early albums getting the deluxe treatments and a lot of whatever they have that they can put out, choice, solo, not solo, geez, I'm going to two things in my mind at once I'll get to later. Early stuff, sessions, outtakes, early versions. That's what I like.
Yes, please. Same.
Yeah. All right. Hello, James Byers, hello to you. Now, Free as a Bird is that the only Beatles track where John, Paul, and George sing lead vocals? Well, you count Real Love? You mean like just having a vocal?
Well, in that one, John is the lead vocal, then Paul does the first middle eight, and George does the second middle eight. Yeah,
I like that they do that. I like that they gave them all a chance.
If you count because
they're
all singing at the same time,
and there are 9 of them.
You think Materials also held back as the marketing men already have plans for the 70th anniversary, 80th, 90th? I don't know.
Like Rick Blaine in Casablanca, they never make plans that far ahead.
Mm-hmm.
However, I'm pretty sure they do leave tracks back for some future release because that's just the rock and roll business since the 1970s.
And James, this is the other thing. Unless Caitlin knows something or Mark knows something. I mean, how long is this Paul, Georgia, Ringo jam going to be? Is it going to be 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 2 hours? How long is it going to be? It better be at least an hour. I'll tell you that.
I suspect it'll be the same length as the other episode.
I'm sorry, what's that, Mark?
I think it will be the same length as the other episodes, which means somewhere between 45 minutes and an hour. That's my guess.
Oh, boy. This is not going to be a catch-up with
Mayo. A canary that swallowed another canary.
This is going to be a Beatles discussion. It's going to change the title. Oh, boy.
I'm representing the other rock camp.
All right.
What did that one say? Anthology 9.
It'll be all Paul.
It won't.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wow, this is old. Oh, yeah, look how long this is. Oh, my God. I got to start catching up here. Bridget, I don't think I've ever seen a Bridget Bardot film. Can't remember one.
I think I might have seen one.
Let me zoom ahead.
I can't remember which one it would have been. I've seen a fair amount of foreign films, but not too much with Brigitte Bardot. Have you seen Danger Diabolik, by the way?
Is that Hitchcock or not?
No, it's directed by Mario Bava, but it's
Mario Bava, the Italian director.
Not a horror film.
No, I don't.
It's based on the Italian Fumetti comic strip character.
I can't say that I've seen it. I've seen a lot of Bava films, horror films, that is.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, it's Elvis Sunset Boulevard. I haven't gotten yet. I don't know if I'm going to.
Yeah, that last period I haven't taken any kind of a dive into. I tend to really like the international hotel stuff. Caitlin, I think this one's for you.
Yeah.
I think I actually have played. Did I play Clitell? At one point, I think I did. And we do play the Ruddles every once in a blue moon. I Chris Carter does that more often, though.
Those tracks
But
are
yeah, it does happen.
fun.
And they're good songs.
They're great songs. I'm a huge Ruddles fan.
Me too. Number one is probably my favorite.
Oh, that's great. They're great. They really. It's not just that they spoof the Beatles. They sound good.
Yep.
You know.
I must be in love.
You've
That's
heard Archaeology, right?
I'm sorry.
You've heard Archaeology, the album they released at the time of Anthology 3.
And what is that? Other
album.
Yeah, but what is on it?
It's new. It's a combination of new tracks that Neil Innes wrote and some material that had been recorded in the 70s, 80s, and 90s.
I heard the title, but I never heard I don't think I've ever heard.
It's got some great numbers on it. There's one called "We're Arrived," and to prove it, we're here, and another one called "Questionnaire," which I love.
All right, I'm a Ruddles fan. Okay, I hope they improve Real Love. I always liked that best of the two originally, but I like to hear how it sounds when it's when I get to hear the whole thing, not just snippets of it.
Yep.
But okay, I take it. My friend is a joke. My friend Anthony isn't buying the 12 album anthology. Are you kidding me?
That's the vinyl, right?
I tried to get him to buy. He likes the Beatles. I tried to get him to buy the BBC used CDs for $7, and he won't buy it.
That's
or
the best album, though. I know we were already talking about Live at the BBC, but if you guys listen to my show, you know that Live at the BBC is my favorite Beatles album.
There you go. I like to hear that.
When they remastered that, did they avoid the crossfades in it finally? Because I think I have the remastered versions, but I don't listen to them all that often anymore, and I'm just wondering if they ever.
I wish I was more of an audiophile to kind of distinguish that stuff, but I just am not.
Because I think they were doing it to cripple the piracy at the time, but it messed up some of those tracks a little bit to have one blend into another. And I was really hoping they fixed that. I can't remember whether they did or not.
Yeah, I don't have the answer for that. And I do have the combined Volume 1, Volume 2 CD set that came out, 2014?
Yeah, I have the albums, but I didn't get the combined slipcase thing.
Yeah, I bought that, funnily, at the fest that year.
Wow.
But yeah, I couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
You mentioned the fest. Anything you heard about a New Jersey one?
I haven't heard anything yet. I haven't, but if they do reach out, I'm hoping that I'll be able to attend this next one, since I had to skip these last couple.
Yeah, you didn't make it right I didn't go to Chicago.
Yeah, just the emergency surgery that I had back in April.
Yeah.
Kind of took me out of commission. I'm feeling much, 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 much better. But also took a hit on my wallet. So just recovering, physically and financially. And hopefully I can come to one in Jersey City whenever that happens this spring, I guess that would be.
Yeah, I didn't go to Chicago because of financial reasons.
Yeah.
But now somebody notified me of this, a Glyn Johns interview, which I have not.
I saw the thumbnail for it, but I haven't watched it yet. I have sort of a PTSD moment from interviewing Glyn Johns back when they sent me to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2022 for the Get Back to Let It Be exhibit. Yeah. And part of me going there was to interview Glyn Johns. And it was the most horrifying experience of my life.
Why?
So I've never interviewed anybody before.
Yeah.
He's my first one and probably my last because it went so horribly wrong.
Sorry about to hear that.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, so the funny thing is that I was being interviewed in the SiriusXM studio that they have there at the Rock Hall by Alan Light and Mark Goodman. I was on their show. And we were talking about the exhibit and going through it and all that stuff. And we were having a great time. And after that, I was supposed to interview Glyn Johns. And so they were like, they cut my interview short on their program because they were like, hey, Caitlin, Glyn is ready for you. And I'm just like, oh, crap. So I go, I get my notes, I get everything ready, and it turns out that he was in the middle of doing another interview because, the Let It Be Super Deluxe had literally just come out. So this was all simultaneously happening. And he looked like he was really enjoying himself on the interview that he was doing. And then they send me in the room and they tell him to cut it short because I'm there. So it was just a mess. And Joe, I'll have to send you pictures because I have it. He just looks absolutely miserable talking with me, just totally bored. And it was just an awful, nerve-wracking experience. And yeah.
Sorry about that.
I'm sorry too.
It's not happy news. But
yeah, it was rough.
Better luck next time. Hopefully it'll be a next time.
Oh, don't
God.
give up.
Start somewhere.
People are always like, why don't you have guests on your show? And I'm like, I don't want them. I don't want
it. Well, anyway, hello to Psychos Platters if you're still here. We talked about this stuff, of course, like, stuff like with George Harrison, it'd be like, 33 1/3 and Live in Japan, or I just want to see the other albums, do Dark Horse and Extra Texture, even though I don't like it. 33 1/3, all of it, I just want to see it all get done,
The Harrison Estate are taking their time.
Yeah.
Tired of Midnight Blue is still one of my favorite George tracks.
Okay, I can't tell them apart. I have to play it again.
No.
I have to play it again. What's
and
the
you
one
did
that
name my favorite song from Press to Play, which is Angry. I loved that.
Oh God! What's the George Harrison one that goes? I don't know what the words are. Well, let's close my mind.
I can name that tune in no notes. I have no idea.
Can't stop thinking about you.
Okay.
Brother. I love Answers at the End. I love This Guitar Can't Keep From Crying.
That's a great one.
I like You. And I like songs off it.
The middle eight of You is so much like What Is Life that it bothers me every time I hear it.
True. It was good. Ronnie Spector wasn't she gonna?
She was supposed to do it, but she did not record it, so George didn't have to wipe her vocal track, which he did do apparently on Try Some Buy Some.
There we go. Natural Law / Albert Hall, 1992, April of '92. Yeah, it's a good show.
Yeah,
good show. Yeah, and of course, Pete Best got a little bit of change from Anthology back in the day.
Yeah. I do like his drumming work on the Hamburg tracks. I enjoy Pete Best's drumming on the Hamburg.
You talking about the Tony Sheridan stuff?
Yes.
Yeah, we were talking about that the other day. I forget with who. Somebody was suggesting that Bernard Purdy was on those. Is that true?
Bernard Purdy he was overdubbed on a later iteration of some of those tracks. There's a compilation called Hamburg Days, I think, which has a disc that includes the Bernard Purdy tracks. And I listened to that once and said, not again.
I want to make sure I got the right one.
Bernard Purdy's a good drummer, but he's got an ego the size of Montana. And
yeah,
I can't.
He's always saying, I played over Ringo. I replaced Ringo. He didn't replace Ringo.
No,
maybe he's talking about
he would
that.
have replaced Pete Best's tracks on there.
Yeah.
Now, and to answer Lila's question, I bought the shirt separately, but there was a package deal that I didn't know about until I'd already ordered the 5 CD and Blu-ray box, so I didn't get it separately. I didn't get it together. I had to get it separately.
My favorite drumming, back to Pete Best, was I think "Cry for a Shadow." I like that.
Oh yeah, and I still don't know how George got the guitar tone on that one, because if you compare the guitar tone on "Cry for a Shadow" to the guitar tone on "Ain't She Sweet," they're totally different. The only thing I can think of is that George must have used Tony Sheridan's guitar.
Well, there's two good trivia questions that can go with that. First one being, well, that's the only Lennon Harrison composition,
Yep.
right? The other one is, do you know the original title for Cry for a Shadow? What they
Was
were
it Beetle Bop?
Yeah, Beetle Bop.
Yeah. Cry for a Shadow is a good title, though.
Oh, there you go.
And it's a lovely song. I really enjoy that one.
Me too.
That's an album I got back in 1970, the Polydor release of In the Beginning with Tony Sherritt and the Beatles.
Yeah, I have a bunch of those, but I hope I just have the right one with feet on it.
Oh, my goodness. That's great. I wish I could have seen him in Japan. That would have been
yeah.
I love that concert.
I came close to seeing him at Madison Square Garden, George, at the
in 74?
Bob Dylan tribute.
Oh, yeah.
In 92. But that, I was really hoping that he got his feet wet, his toe wet in the water for Japan, and that meant he was going to maybe do some more touring, but that didn't happen, as we know.
Yeah.
Let me just see if we got anything else. There's a lot of hellos. There's
Paul
one
and
there.
Ringo are the ones who love to tour.
That's the thing, and it's interesting. George's voice wasn't up to par, but I do think in the 74 tour, we saw there was some clips that were going around. It wasn't bad, I'm wondering what they can do with that if they find choice moments.
It's funny you say that, because I think I've even said this on air before, that I wish that somebody would make a documentary about the 74 Dark Horse tour. I think it would be so great. You get interviews with, everybody in the band and show the clips, because a lot of it I personally hadn't seen until the Martin Scorsese Living in the Material World doc. And if there's film footage of just those little bits that they showed in that, then there's got to be a treasure trove of other stuff, and, full shows, or maybe they can talk to people who had been to the shows and stuff like that. I think that would be a really cool series, and maybe, have some sort of a live album with like a best of. That'd be so rad.
A couple of years ago, I'm pretty sure Danny was like kicking that around when he was talking about some things. I don't remember where it was read, quotes from him. And we thought, well, we're going to get that, but it didn't come to be, at least not yet, obviously.
I wonder if there are any rights issues with the Ravi Shankar material, because that's something else I want to see in there. George had a fantastic backing band with Tom Scott and LA Express members and Billy Preston and people like that. And then Ravi with that whole group playing the songs from Shankar Family and Friends. Just phenomenal material. And we deserve to hear that stuff. They deserve to be credited for that stuff.
That would be cool.
It's gorgeous music. All
right, so here's just some fun with the numbers. I don't know. So I'm thinking there's not 200. Oh, including the stuff on Anthology. Well, if you go away from the regular catalog, there's more. If you do BBC, the studio albums, past the studio albums, right?
Yeah.
Then you start getting BBC. You get some live stuff. 30 Pete Best songs. All right, let's see what we got here. Yeah. I don't know about this. That's me and Danny, my friend Danny.
Ouch.
He's just joking with that.
Don't look, Caitlin.
It's fine.
No, come on. He's doing that because he likes my show.
I like your show too.
No, I'm glad you watch it.
Yeah.
I'm glad you came up too.
Thanks.
There was at least, I'm trying to get to, sorry, there's a little dead spot in between.
How's my cousin doing these days?
Saw him today, pretty good. Well, I heard some things happened to him, bit by a dog or something.
What?
And some other things I won't say publicly.
All right, message me later.
But everything's all right now. But
nobody tells me anything.
Isn't that nice? Hello, P. Key. I haven't seen you around here much these days. Come back. That's why I don't listen to the radio except in the, what is that? Car to whatever shows, but no music. I want to choose the music myself. Well, I listen to something on Long Island. I love. I forget that it's WH. Is it HLI? I love it. It's an oldie station. Well, I think they play 50s, 60s, and 70s, but mostly 60s and 70s. And they do vary it up, a lot. I don't hear the same stuff all the time. Should have said that.
Radio was supposed
Stop.
to be my career, but that didn't quite pan out. Radio was supposed to be my career, but that only lasted for about a year and a half, maybe 2 years tops. And I was in IT for 35 years, and then I retired. But I miss what radio used to be. What radio is now is not the same thing at all. And in the car, I used to listen to CDs. Then I was listening to podcasts on a burned CD as MP3s. And then the CD player quit, but the Sirius XM app still works. So now I listen to Sirius XM all the time.
Well, I think that's the thing that Sirius, at least in my opinion, and I know most people send listener emails, they're like, oh, shut up, just play more music. But that's what I love about Sirius is that there's, DJs and, people in the music business. And especially if you listen to like 80s on 8, where it's all the old MTV VJs and stuff like that. I adore it. And I love the commentary. And that's what made me fall in love with radio as a kid are the radio personalities. Yes, I want to hear the music too, but I want to hear all the other stuff as well. And if you just want to go off and play your own stuff, and there's streaming means, to do such a thing, if that's more your style. But I don't know. I love hearing guys like, Pat St. John and Cousin Brucey and even more of my contemporaries like Lisa Evans on 70s on 7 or Richard Blade on First Wave. Like it's what makes radio to have somebody there alongside you.
We grew up with all that stuff, a lot of great memories of that stuff. DJs, certainly certain DJs, and we just were talking about Wolfman Jack before a little bit. Peter Boothroyd, there you go. Even on her day off in front of a microphone wearing headphones.
It's the best sound.
Some people might not know, if you want to talk about it, how you actually got the gig, which I think is still an amazing story.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, well, Joe, honestly, like the trajectory in a way kind of starts with you. I was watching your channel in 2016, 2017. And was like, well, I've got a cool Beatles collection. I want to talk about it too. And so watching your videos inspired me to get into YouTube.
That part I didn't know, folks. That's not why I asked her. That part I didn't really realize was part of it.
It's true, though. Between you, Matt Street, and Beatle Brad, that's what inspired me to just get onto YouTube and start sharing my Beatles collection. And then in the pandemic in 2020, a friend of mine was like, oh, Kate, you got to download TikTok. TikTok is where it's at. And I just started kind of goofing around with it and shooting little tiny videos here and there. And they suddenly got way more traction than any of my YouTube videos ever did in the 4 years that I was doing YouTube videos. So I was like, all right, I guess I'll, just kind of see where this ship sails. So I started making Beatles content because nobody else at that point, it was still very early in, TikTok's history, wasn't doing stuff like that. So I started making On This Day in Beatles history videos, and I would do one every single day, just, putting cool pictures in the background saying that this happened on this day in Beatles. And at the 1 year mark, I was like, okay, well, I don't want to keep doing it over and over and over again. What's something else I could do? And so I came up with the idea to make fake radio air breaks to the Beatles channel because SiriusXM had just started a TikTok account. The Beatles at this point hadn't had one yet. So I was like, oh, well, I can pretend to be the Beatles channel and, talk about Beatles stuff that way. And I'll do one every single day until SiriusXM either likes the post or comments on it, and then I'll be done. And I thought I'd be doing this for a while, and within 9 days, of me doing that on TikTok, someone reached out to me. They were like, we love what you're doing. We love your energy. Would you like to come on the FaB forum and talk to the guys about it? Because by that point, funnily enough, coincidentally, the Beatles themselves went on TikTok. So it was all kind of relative. And so they had me on the FaB forum. They also had me do a My Fab4 segment. And about a month later, I got a call from the program director there to say, hey, are you free? Can you jump on a Zoom call with me, Lou Simon, the president of the Beatles channel, and Jeff Jones, the now former CEO of Apple? And I was like, okay, I guess I'll jump on this Zoom call. And that's when they offered me the job.
That is great. I love that story.
That's a fantastic story.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Very
Yeah, and it's
inspirational.
been almost 4 years now, which is unbelievable to me.
And you mentioned Jeff Jones, and I think he was very good.
He was such
better
a
than Neil
nice guy.
Aspinall, but as far as releasing what we got and stuff,
True.
I don't know about now.
Jeff was very, very, very protective. And that's why so many things kind of got a late jump. Like I remember back in 2009 when the Beatles finally got onto iTunes, and that was such a big deal. Well, the reason that, it was put off for so long was because Jeff, a very overprotective guy. And he was so, so nice to me. I got the opportunity on that Cleveland Rock Hall trip to meet him in person, and he just sat down and had dinner with me that night. And I was just like, oh my God, I'm having food with the CEO of Apple. But he was just a really cool, down-to-earth guy. I don't know what happened behind the scenes. It's a shame that he is no longer with the company, but I'm looking forward to meeting Tom Green when he starts next month. So hopefully that'll all be good. Other than that, I don't really know any other information on that.
Well, I was going to ask you, I know a lot of people, everywhere you look, they say, oh, yeah, we're getting Anthology 4. But what I really want, they always say, is Rubber Soul.
Yes.
No, nothing. I figured I
don't know. I don't know. I know nothing. Yeah. I wish I had an answer.
Sergeant Schultz.
Yeah, I was going to say, the
I've
first
got
thing
nothing.
I thought of,
I've
from
got
Hogan's
nothing.
Heroes. Does it worry you, Joe, that they can't make John's voice better? The only thing that worries me about it is that being a purist at times,
it was already great.
His voice was already great.
It's clearer.
Yeah, talking about on the new song, it's clearer. But John, in general, if we're talking about like even the Sean Lennon releases and things, where John's voice is more prominent
in the mix,
I start thinking that, well, even though I'm a purist, I say, well, John didn't really like his own voice and didn't want it like that. So is that okay? And of course, me as a fan, I'm like, yeah, it's okay. His voice sounded. Don't listen to John. You're wrong. Your voice sounds great. Bring it up.
Exactly.
So
he was always second guessing himself.
Yeah. So to me, it's a double-edged sword. I mean, I don't know. It's like, yeah, on the one hand, I love it. On the other hand, it's like, well, should you do it?
But as long as we have the original recordings as well, we can have both.
Yeah, they're not going anywhere.
We can has cheeseburger.
Don't have too much hope about a 2 to 3 hour part 9 of Anthology. Now and then, make your now and then upscaled. Well, anyway, she can't tell you everything, but I got a feeling we're going to like it, I think, pretty much.
It may not be fascinating, but it will be interesting.
Sorry, this is like a half an hour ago, and I just saw it. But thank you very much, Daniel. I really appreciate that. Turned out nice.
Now, on the original Free as a Bird, if memory serves, they flipped that little bit, and it sounded like he was saying John Lennon. And then when they did the video, I think they put it back again to Turned Out Nice Again, probably when they did 1+.
Yeah, in 2015, they reversed it.
Yeah, and now on the new version, it's again Turned Out Nice Again. So it's forward. That's
over my head. I gotta
Some of us
Shindig.
pay attention to these ridiculous things.
Shindig and Hullabaloo. I'll tell you one thing. I didn't know, and it's been making the rounds lately. Maybe you'll see that there's some Shindig, I guess you could say outtakes or something, where that weren't around before. They're actually miming, I guess, to their own music. John's singing "I'm a Loser," and he makes a couple of false starts, which I love stuff like that. That's what I love. And they're just human like everybody else. There's even one with Ringo on the drums singing "Boys," and there's something where it's not queued up right or something. But I always like seeing Shindig.
I love the BBC version of "I'm a Loser" where he sings "Beneath this shirt, I am wearing a tie."
Oh, really? How come I didn't hear that? I don't know
That's
that.
what it is.
Wow.
Oh, John.
Always wrong. Caitlin, when you're playing a track over the air and your voice is muted, can you sing the song at the top of your voice in the studio?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I am always singing along, and I think it's even I've gone on air like singing backing vocals and stuff, and I'm like, I'm sorry, it's just so catchy, I can't help myself.
Now, how much do you get to pick that you want, and it's not something you can pick? They tell you what they want you to play. How does that work?
So basically it's a collaborative effort between myself and my program director, because if I had to do everything every single day, I think I would bash my head through a wall. So he basically sends me a list of tracks that I can go through that don't collide with other people. So it's like things that were played at the end of Chris Carter's show, and then there's that hour of music in between from 11 to 12 between me and Chris. And then if there's stuff like after me, like if there's a Frangione show or an 8 songs a week from Meg, like, so there's basically like things that I can't touch. So I'm sent a list of things that I can, and I pick and choose from there. And I usually try and just talk about things that are topical and try and pick things that are, like newsworthy. So, and then if I don't, I'll just pick something at random. It's honestly just what I'm in the mood for that day.
And you're doing the show in real time, right?
So it's as real as it can get, because I do not have a satellite dish in my apartment here. This is where I record from. This right here.
That's
this
great.
Is Sirius XM, this laptop right here. And like I said, technology is amazing. And so I record my voice tracks, and then I submit them into the computer, and then it plays. So it's maybe a 3 to 5 minute difference, delay, whatever you want to call it. It's as live as it can get without being, unfortunately, like hot mic live, because I just don't have that capability where I'm at.
That's interesting.
And how far in advance do you do the song list?
Usually that morning.
Okay.
Yeah, usually I get up around 7, 8 o'clock in the morning and work on and do all my show prep. And by, 11:30, 11:45, I'm ready to go.
Oh, it's interesting stuff. It's good to know the behind the scenes.
Do you have it? Sorry, Joe.
Go ahead.
Go for it.
Do you have an engineer who's working with you as far as retrieving those clips and then playing the songs, or
No.
how much of it is done with automation?
It's done. So like the songs will be in the computer system.
Okay.
And I can kind of just drag and pull, and I drag my audio files into the system, and then it plays.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But not everybody does that. It depends on where you live. But because there's not a Sirius XM near me, that's how it goes for anybody that does this remotely. But if you live near a studio, which there are studios all over the country, then you get to go in and do it yourself and, in person.
Peter M. Boothroy's comment, he says that the new anthology box set might be the one thing that finally makes my floor cave in. Yeah, there's a joke here that my friend Danny, who I do the show with, always says. He says, Joe, he says, you got a lot of stuff in there. If you're not careful, that floor is going to cave in.
I thought it would have been the George Harrison Super Uber box that would have done it.
That's in the living room.
There you go.
Yeah,
I thought it was when you were jumping up and down and going, Mach Schau.
Oh, no, not in this room. But I could just see getting a little set and putting it on there, and then,
Hey, Joe, you've got too many records. One day that floor is going to fall through. It won't be able to take the weight.
They used AI for that, didn't they?
Yeah, well, I didn't make it, but somebody else did. Yeah, I don't generally like
me.
What's that?
Look at the lettering. You can tell from the lettering.
Yeah, I don't mind cartoons. Let's put it that way. But it depends what it's about.
The lettering in AI scares me.
What do we let's see what else we got here? I'm passing a lot of things because we talk about Mal doesn't make the voice better, it just removes other noise. Yeah. Like they could isolate instruments and things like that. And
yep.
Yeah.
And there are various programs out there that do that, but Mal is specific to Peter Jackson's group, and they really fine-tune that thing. That's really professional grade.
And especially because it was made to recognize the Beatles.
Yep.
It's made to recognize those particular 4 voices.
Yeah.
Which is unbelievable.
Yeah. I'm so glad Peter Jackson got involved with them.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely. He's been a real lifesaver. He's been amazing. Real asset. I don't know about this stuff. If they're going to have thick booklets in them.
I would think so, but who knows?
It's Beatle Week here in Liverpool now.
Yeah, jealous. Everybody's posts from Beatle Week look amazing. I want to go one day.
All right.
London, never got to Liverpool.
I know what I was thinking. What does that mean? Now I get it. Give my regards to Broad Street.
Oh, yes, I do. I sure do. It's funny. One of the songs that you'll find me singing along to is "No More Lonely Nights." Na 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 na. I'm always singing the backing vocals for that. Let's see. I played the Silly Love Songs version from Broad Street with that crazy bass line. I love it. It's so good.
Now, which version of ballroom dancing do you prefer?
Oh, that's tough. Because you have Broad Street and then you have the version on
Tug of War.
Tug of War, right?
My answer is Tug of War.
Mine's Tug of War also. Yeah. There's a different verse in the Broad Street one.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
No pressure.
Nope.
Caitlin's top 5 movies.
Is this easier or more difficult?
Oh man, that's tough. Is that including or excluding Beatle movies?
Oh, I don't know. Well, 5 Beatle movies. There's
exactly. No.
Good one, Joe.
I'd have to say, well, Back to the Future is one of my all-time favorite movies ever.
Nice.
Oh yeah, you have a Back to the Future thing going on.
I did. I had a Back to the Future podcast for a long time.
Really?
I did, yeah. It's called What the Flux, if anybody's ever curious and wants to go back and listen to that. I don't do it anymore, unfortunately.
I'll have to check that out. I love those movies.
It's great. See, favorite Disney movie? Lion King. That was always my favorite. I'm a huge Ghostbusters fan.
Ghostbusters. It's one of the Ghostbusters.
Excellent choice.
All right. Hard Day's Night Help.
Yeah, Hard Day's Night and Help. There you go.
I hope we're going to see more on Help. Help is being forgotten lately, and that's a whole.
I don't know what's up with that.
I have an idea, but I'm gonna.
Well, I find that I'm wondering if it's because they came out with that box set already. What was that? 2007? They came out with that Help box.
Oh yeah. But they didn't bring it to the theaters or anything.
No.
I don't know.
That box I missed. I got the Blu-ray, but not the big box.
It's a shame that they did it when Blu-ray wasn't really the rage yet, because that would have been perfect. It's a DVD box, but it comes with so much cool stuff. It comes with the original Beatles 2 script. It comes with these lobby cards. It's a beautiful
is
box.
What I would like to read.
It's something else. It's cool. I did meet Mark Goodman and got interviewed by him. It was wild. It was a good time.
I'd like to meet Martha Quinn. Yum yum.
Oh my!
She was cute back in the day.
This is talking to Lila. I'm sorry. I'm wondering what the aftermarket prices will be on eBay. It will be nuts.
Do you think people will actually buy up the sets and just sell Anthology 4 by itself on eBay? Could you imagine? That thought didn't even cross my mind.
Wow.
By the way, I was thinking of Tom Frangione. I didn't hear his Ringo. Is it Ringo? Was the Ringo interview already been played? He interviewed Ringo too.
No, I don't believe.
With a Little Help series, or
that hasn't been played yet. It's the Mark Rivera series that is going on right now.
That's called Help from My Friends.
Yeah, with a little help from my friends.
Mm.
With Mark Rivera. He's doing that right now. So I don't believe that Tom's interview has been broadcast yet.
Yeah, it's a Caitlin message. You have to take over.
If that were to happen, it would basically be like a part 2 to the Chris Farley SNL skit. You remember when you were in the Beatles? That was cool.
Oh, God.
That would be me.
Rolling Stones. He always wants me to sing things. Well, usually, I was going to let Caitlin sing the Rolling Stones, unless you feel like that's.
Oh, let's see, what song?
Feel a little bit embarrassed.
Angie.
There you go.
Angie.
There you go. He loves singing. I got one for you. I wanna be your lover, baby. I wanna be your man. There you go.
I much prefer Ringo's version.
That's what Paul. We'll stop with this. The thing is that I remember there was that footage of Paul. He was outside a club or something a few years ago now, and they wouldn't let him in. Supposedly, he couldn't get into the club.
Oh, to the Oscar after party.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, or the Grammy after party.
Hey, yeah. Paul, what's your favorite Rolling Stones song? I think like We're the Wise Guy or something. And I would have turned around and said, I want to be your man. That would have been a great answer if he'd have thought of it. Oh, man. How many songs featured the Beatles on the Tony Sheridan album?
8, I believe, is the number.
They played on all of them?
No, if you're talking about the In the Beginning album, I believe it's 4 tracks from the Beat Brothers and 8 tracks from Tony Sheridan. Let me see. I don't know if I have that on my hard drive or not.
I'm just trying to think of it off the top of my head because it's My Bonnie. Ain't She Sweet?
Okay, we got My Bonnie, The Saints, Cry for a Shadow, Why, that's 4, Nobody's Child, Ain't She Sweet, Take Out Some Insurance on Somebody, on Me Baby, and Sweet Georgia Brown may be the other one. Yeah, the first version of Sweet Georgia Brown.
I wonder about them. This is controversial, I think, right? I think they should need to start releasing more rare and obscure stuff. 20 years from now, less and less people will care as much. Unfortunately, now when you're younger, everybody thinks, no. It's because there's always new fans coming up. I always say they're always going to have new people carrying the torch. That's what's great about the Beatles. They always appeal to new generations. But I'm starting to wonder, though. A lot of times I wonder, though, who's going to buy this release here? Anthologies are going to be mostly older people in their 60s, 70s, 50s, 60s, 70s, or is it going to be mostly 20 somethings, 30 somethings, half 50-50? I wonder,
Well, physical media is making a huge comeback, weirdly enough, with CDs, which I didn't even know was a thing. I can't believe CDs are making a comeback and people are collecting cassettes randomly. I don't think that it's ever going to be an issue, especially with the Beatles. And as long as there are folks out there that, keep it going, then I don't think that's anything to worry about.
Okay.
Wasn't it
At least I
Beatle
hope.
Babe who was saying that Anthology was the first album that she got? Who was saying that?
Well, I was talking to Beatle Babe the other day, but I don't know if I think she liked
Somebody
the Beatles
was saying
before
that
that.
last week.
So I have a similar story in that, because I was born in 1989. And the Beatles Anthology was the first new Beatles thing to happen in my lifetime. It means so much to me, that release. Of course, I was a Beatles fan before then. I've been a Beatles fan since birth. But that was like the first big historical Beatle moment that happened in my lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
What's amazing about it is that the Beatles music sounds as fresh today as it did when it was originally recorded.
Yeah.
And that's something that you can't necessarily say about other bands and other groups that I love, but their music does not sound as fresh. For instance, I'm a huge fan of the Glenn Miller Orchestra, but you can't say their music sounds fresh today, but it sounds as fresh today as it did originally. So I think from that basis, people will be interested in new material coming out, outtakes, demos, and the like, especially if they can start processing live recordings and doing a good job of remixing them.
I always say the same thing about Elvis. I like Elvis too, but Elvis to me, a lot of his stuff sounds from another time. Not that there's anything wrong with that, because I have that argument with Ken Michaels all the time. We happen to agree on that.
Yeah, Ken Michaels' least favorite word is dated.
Yeah, because we agree on that. I say, I've said that very rarely do I say, "Oh, this is so dated." I may rarely, but I always say when I listen to Elvis doing, I don't know, "All Shook Up" or something, it sounds like it's 1957 or whatever it is, and that's when it was recorded. So yeah. And then my sarcasm comes through where I say, well, what do you want it to sound like? Music of 2025? You want it to sound like it was recorded on a computer or whatever? I don't know what you want, Let's see. Okay, there's Mike Bass saying hello to Caitlin. There you go. Do a wonderful job. A contagious personality.
Thank you. Yeah. Some people find it annoying.
Well, everybody will find something annoying. Can't help it. Hello, Kenny. Do you have a favorite Badfinger record? I'm trying to think my favorite. I think No Matter What might be my favorite right now. I have different. It switches for me.
Yeah, I have three favorites: Watford John, Rock of All Ages, and Crimson Ship.
Oh wow.
I love No Matter What, and Come and Get It, and Baby Blue, and Apple of My Eye.
Day After Day, I like.
Day After Day is great too.
Perfection. Good guitar on that. George. What's blessing regarding today's technology? We can hear just about any past radio show on YouTube.
Really? It's got a lot of stuff, but I don't know if it's that many radio shows.
Sorry to hear about your back, PK. I'm having issues too. We'll talk about that some other time, I guess. I started watching Mayo in 2015, and a big inspiration. We started my own channel. A lot of people tell me that, and I really appreciate that. I got in pretty early. I started in 2012. I think they said YouTube started, in 2006, maybe
2005, 2006. Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't start till 2012, and I think at the time, I might have been one of the first that was really focusing a lot on the Beatles. I'm not saying the only one, but now of course there are a lot of people that are doing bigger and better than I do it, and I'm still happy to do what I do, though I enjoy it, so I do it. Toot and snore. No, we never want that out. No. Did you ever hear that? A toot and snore at 74? Anybody?
Or bits and pieces.
It's worthless.
Fragment, and that was enough.
I say worthless, but it's the only time John and Paul played together again. And so it's got a little bit of historical value, but that's not worth releasing.
Yeah, it's like that time when Jimi Hendrix and Jim Morrison were together on stage. It's awful.
All right. Let's see.
Agreed.
Psycho's Platters. I think we start at the same time. It was one of the first live streams I ever saw. I loved his content. It was inspiration. We just start my. I thought you might have even beaten me. I didn't know it was after me, but I appreciate it. I'm glad. Now, of course, you're in a way a live stream king. Psycho's Platters does a lot of live streams. Needs a TikTok. I'm wondering about that. I don't know. I wonder about that.
You'd be surprised, Joe.
I'm thinking
TikTok's
about
wild.
it. I hear a lot of things about it. I know. Well, I know who the queen of TikTok is, I think, Beatles-wise, or maybe Skylar. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Let's see. Okay, we're talking about different things here. I don't know. Sometimes when you wait too long, you don't know what it was. The response was in reference to. Listen to Caitlin's show here in UK online.
No, unfortunately, just the USA and Canada. That's it.
Okay, PK's got to go. See you next time. But that's a long time ago. 5:37, 20 minutes ago. Trying to catch up now. Just watched the on John's interview. Very interesting. Very down to earth.
He was kind enough to sign my Get Back LP that came in the box set. So technically, I have a first pressing of Get Back signed by Glenn Johns.
That would be nice. Why did he come to the fest, I wonder?
Because he's cranky.
Oh, cranky. Yeah.
Well, he's been done dirty by some, and he's done others dirty a little bit. So it's a mixture.
Oh, this is a sad idea. I heard that. I heard it first when it hasn't happened.
Yep.
I heard Jimmy Fink was. I heard from WPLJ in New York. Yeah, it was really rough listening to that.
It's one of the only times that I've ever sat up in bed when I heard that come over my headphones. I was lying down after my mother had gone to bed, and that announcement came over, and I just went. It just could not believe it.
Couldn't believe it took days to sink in. Even then, it didn't. I realize why your voice is so familiar. Listen to your program, enjoy it a lot.
Thank you for listening.
Okay,
you have a lot of fans. It's cool.
Yeah, the thing about the Beatles, Peter Jackson said that, from what I remember of him in an interview, said that he was. I think he asked them if they were interested in the Star Club. Asked the Apple or whoever if they were interested in the Star Club, and I thought their response was like, "Well, if you see what you can do with it, kind of get back to us." I think that's a paraphrasing of what it is, and he wound up buying the Star Club.
Yeah,
tapes.
He bought the tapes, and he was like, "Do you want these?" And I don't know if they necessarily wanted them, but they were like, "Hey, if you got it, go for it, man." So yeah. I think that's maybe something down the line.
Yeah, it's going to take a miracle to get those things really in shape for.
Yeah, I'm not, and one thing I'll say,
I love the performances, but the audio quality is rough.
Before we answer this question, I just want to say, regarding that, this is where I'm sticking the mud about it, because look, the Star Club, okay, it's Ringo, it's not Pete Best, it's them making a return engagement in 1962. They already released Love Me Do. This is not like the hot, raw 61, whatever, Beatles, 61 Beatles.
No, I wish we had some Stuart Sutcliffe in there. That'd be rad.
That too. So, I mean, yeah, okay, let's hear it. But it's not like when they first went there. They were beyond that. I thought they were beyond that phase when they recorded that. But I still like to hear it as clear as possible. But anyway, here's the burning question. Do you play anything from McCartney 3?
I have. It's been a hot minute. The last couple of weeks I've been playing stuff from Egypt Station. But yeah, I have. I've played stuff from McCartney 3 in the past, yeah.
What's this? Harrison.
Caitlin, did you ever play Eleanor's Dream from Broad Street?
No.
No, I haven't.
It's lovely.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But I can't recall. I don't think I've ever played it on my hour.
It's a long track. It's instrumental, so I imagine it doesn't get much airplay. But
unfortunately.
Well, I could take the audio of it, but when I watch it in the movie, I'm like, this goes on and on and on.
It does.
I mean, but I like the audio. The sound is nice. It's just the scene in the movie that gets me down.
Yeah, it's a great George Martin score. Just like the Yellow Submarine score he did. I think that's beautiful.
Love the Yellow Submarine score.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that Hey Bulldog instrumental track on Anthology 4.
All right.
That should be fun.
Yeah. I still think that people bought the Beatles mono box set and selling it on eBay. Not cool. Yeah, that's it. That's the world today. They do that. Yeah. Elvis didn't have a contemporary sound in his later work. I don't know about that. Not as bad as the 50s, but I think when you listen to it, I think like it sounds like
it's more 70s. Contemporary, like country-ish in the 70s.
And Burning Love sounds very 70s to me.
Yeah.
Moody Blue, it's almost disco.
I wouldn't go that far, but
almost, especially with those drums. Moody Blue.
Well, here we go. I would ask any Beatle fan, when is the last time you sat through and watched the anthology? What about the CDs? I have both and haven't looked at them for many years, although I liked it. So the answer to that. I think Caitlin already said.
Yeah, I watched the anthology at least once a year.
Which is
I
good.
watched it about a year and a half ago, all the way through.
I think I watched it a couple of years ago. There was a time when I'd pull out a volume every now and then if I was in the mood for 65 or something and play that segment. But I played the whole thing maybe a couple of years ago. As far as the CDs go, I admit I don't play them much, but what I do is I'm hooked on, my thing is again, studio sessions, outtakes. So I like to pull out, I don't pull up 3 so much, but 1 and 2, I'll play. I'm just thinking of some of the songs like No Reply, 8 Days a Week, I'll Be Back. You Gotta Hide Your Love Away, It's Only Love, I'm Down. Like, I like playing those. I'd love to have just a CD or 2 set of just those outtakes straight through. I'm not big on outtakes that are like dubbing sessions, like you hear a song but they didn't add the piano yet.
I know you're anti-streaming, Joe, but you could just make a playlist of all those favorite things.
I would rather have it burned on a disc, and then I'll play the disc.
That's what I originally did. I had a 2 CD version that I put together, which was my favorites from anthologies 1, 2, and 3. But then a couple of years ago, I wound up transferring all of the anthology CDs to the computer, and there are favorite tracks that I play a lot. The one I probably play the most is the Jeff Emmerich mix of Not Guilty.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
It's a pretty weak cover, but I'm okay. That's all right in that
My
case.
thing was that Klaus Voormann is alive and well. Why can't we get a 4th panel?
Yeah, that's a good question.
A 4th collage would have been so cool.
Indeed.
And I like the slip case or whatever that is. It's got a picture of them from '69 on it. Thank God they didn't just put the Beatles anthology.
At first, I was a little mad because I thought it was going to be the actual cover. I didn't realize it was a slipcase, and I'm just like, oh, okay, thank goodness.
But I mean, I like them doing something different. They just put the lettering on there all the time. It just drives me nuts. Like that past masters. Just the Beatles.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, come on. Bootleggers have so many interesting designs and things that they use for their covers. Hello, Ramoga. You could search and find hundreds of radio air checks shows from every year.
Okay.
I've
listened to a number of jingle packages that are out there because I keep hoping to find some of the ones that I knew from the 70s, and I've heard very few of those. But I'm still looking. Stuff comes up all the time, so might eventually happen. Welcome back.
Going up, I got a text.
Oh.
That's what happens when it's the same device.
Yeah, exactly.
Last time I watched Anthology, probably over 10 years at least. See, my whole thing is, even with movies, I get a kick out of watching things with people who've never seen it before or something. So I get like, oh boy, if I know, like my nephew when he was getting into the Beatles, it was fun to watch the Anthology with my nephew, or to show my friend Anthony something, We watched Living in the Material World, the Scorsese George Harrison thing the other day, and he never saw that. He wanted to see it, so I get a little joy watching it with somebody, For myself, yeah, I watch it too, but not that often. I think once a year is a good idea, a nice idea. I watch the Beatles' first U.S. visit every February for some reason.
I usually watch I Want to Hold Your Hand.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. Oh, the Zemeckis film.
Every February
8th. Yeah, I remember this. This was on the did you ever see the interview with Paul? I think it was a town hall with John Fugelsang, I think.
Oh, goodness.
And I think it was in 97. And he mentioned that I don't know if that's what it's from, but he told, because he knows his stuff, John Fugelsang. And he got to interview George too. Was great.
That was the famous one. That's the last interview, pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Last TV appearance, rather.
All I remember Paul saying is something about talking about when he jammed with John, and he talked a little bit about it, and he goes something like, "Well, I mean, why is it out? Is it available or something?" And then John Fugelsang goes, "There's a bootleg out." I remember saying that. So, that's funny. Well, I'm going to try to wind this up a little bit, and I could stay on forever, but I don't know how, but you two as well.
I'm good till the Mets game at 7.
Oh, so are we on the same time thing? 6, yeah.
You're in Florida, right?
Yes, sir.
Maybe we have some time then to make this a longer one. Listening to London Town the other day reminds me how underrated this album is. It's also very well recorded. It's a pretty solid album.
I love Morse Moose and the Grey Goose. What can I say?
Do you really?
Yes, I do.
I like
Out
about
of
half
all the Wings album, I think London Town is my least favorite. Not saying that it's bad. It's just not one that I play often.
Yeah. I like half of it a lot. I don't know, maybe a little over half of it. I gotta count the songs.
Yep. But Back to the Egg, I really want them to put that out.
Yeah, I like that album a lot.
Me too.
Got so many great songs on it.
Hi, Starman. I don't know if I popped this up before.
I like the Apple avatar there.
That fits. Let's see what else we got here. I wonder if the guy from Canada who has the Beatles 63 demo reel-to-reel tape, I received a phone call from the representatives from Apple. That's the deck audition guy, isn't it?
Yeah.
No. That's the guy.
This is Piers Hemmingson, isn't it?
And they also don't know if it's like a legit, reel-to-reel or just a copy. That has yet to be confirmed.
That's a different one. I'm
thinking might be talking
about
two different things.
Yes, the demo is something. I think that's just the 62 Decca recordings, but nobody knows 100% for sure. But it's the Piers Hemmingson 63 live recordings that apparently Apple had no interest in and sent him a letter saying, we have no interest in it and you can't do anything with it because we'll sue. And it's like, that's very short-sighted of Apple. They should be trying to purchase as many of those things as possible and look at them for future releases.
They got a
Maybe
hard.
they already have their copies.
Well, maybe and maybe not with
Yeah.
some of these live recordings that they discover.
There
years
were
and
some
years
times
later.
where they were actually putting a call out to people, fans, if they have anything, recordings of certain things. I don't know if it was
I think that was during the time of the 8 Days a Week documentary. They were looking for footage and they were looking for live recordings and things like that.
Sounds right.
I know the answer to this.
Rare freebies? No. Freebies,
maybe not,
yes.
Maybe not rare.
They're not rare, but yes, Apple has been very, very, very kind to me.
Yep. They're not kind to me, but I'll take some stuff. Lennon Estate is
help.
But for the Lennons, I don't know where I stand with them because, as I say, now we'll bring this can of worms out again. But I didn't mince words. You know, I didn't like that the woman is the bleep song of the world was taken off that box set.
Joe, they have rewarded you for your honesty in the past. I don't see why that would stop.
I know. And all I know is, like I say, I want to be honest. And when the set does come out, although I have to mention that whether I buy it myself if I have to, I bought the George Harrison crate myself. That's like $1,000, you know. But the thing is, I will be honest about it. What I think of the other tracks, you have to make a mention. This is not here, but I'm not going to make a federal case out of it anymore. I did that already. That video's done. But
and this is not here is a Yoko quote.
This is not here exactly. I have an ad for that. I still haven't shown on my channel yet that I bought the original advertisement for that. I have that somewhere. The director's cut was longer and they left a lot of good stuff out.
That I've never gotten to see.
It's awesome.
I would love to see that someday.
I might join Disney just to watch Volume 4, then quit it since there is no other Disney programming I care about. Well, this time, if I get it again, I'm going to have to make sure I cancel it. Don't go 4 years.
Well, the thing is, you guys, I'm pretty sure at some point in time, I don't know when this will be, if they keep dragging out different releases, but at some point, every Beatle movie, I would assume, is going to be on Disney+. It's going to be the exclusive streamer of Beatles stuff at this rate. I would assume.
I don't know about Help. I'm worried about Help. And I think the reason is, and again, sensitive topics, but the cult that's going after Ringo.
I don't think that's going to be a big deal. I think the big deal is going to be the stuff with A Hard Day's Night, because doesn't a different platform owns it. It's always on TCM, so isn't it like Miramax or something? They own the rights to A Hard Day's Night.
Miramax had it, but I get mixed up. Like, what happened to Criterion had it?
The last release was on Criterion. I don't. There was
Miramax
a point
was
where it was
before
exclusive to Miramax.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering, like, who owns the rights to those Beatles films, to Help and A Hard Day's Night, because we know that Magical Mystery Tour is the Beatles, and that Yellow Submarine, that was United Artists. So I don't know who owns that now. But it was almost Disney because Robert Zemeckis almost, made the reboot or whatever you want to call it.
I'm glad they didn't do that.
Me too. That looked terrible.
I like Zemeckis' work, but I just feel like that was not a step they should have taken.
No.
The person who probably knows those answers is Bruce Spicer. I think he's talked about that in some of his seminars.
I'm going to put a link up here, Tony. You're welcome to come if you want. If not, don't worry about it. But I'll put the link up anyway. Beatley Tone. Okay. Okay. Love London Town. Has anybody heard the bootleg Little Girl tapes? Not with that title, I haven't. But I like a lot of songs from there. I love Cafe on the Left Bank. Is like one of my favorites off there. I love I've Had Enough. People put it down, but I love it. I like I'm Carrying.
I like I'm Carrying.
I like a lot of songs off there, actually. And I love With a Little Luck was a big hit when I was growing up. London title track I like, London Town. Let's see. What Beatles song do you skip?
These days, I don't think I skip them.
Me either. I never do.
I tend to skip the songs that have just been played out throughout the years. Things like
Everything.
Hey Jude or All You Need Is Love. Stuff like that. Not that, I don't love them, and that if Hey Jude is played at a McCartney concert, I'm not screaming, my lungs out to it. It's just that I'm just like, I don't feel like it right now.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like I was saying before, if I'm on the radio, a lot of times I'll skip the radio if I hear the beginning of Hey Jude or Come Together or something I'm just tired of. I'll skip it. But I mean, when I play records, if I'm playing the record, I don't skip anything, including Revolution 9, which I play on the White Album all the way through when I play the White Album.
As you should.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I skip Everybody's Trying to Be My Baby because that extra echo they put on George's voice just
really. It doesn't bother. I also like the echo on Matchbox. Also, I like the echo on that too.
I do wish Ringo had gotten the lyric right.
Which part's that?
On Matchbox, he sings an entirely different lyric. He sings Matchbox Hole in My Cloak, and it's really, does a matchbox hold my clothes?
Well, I always thought that's what he was singing, holding my clothes.
Yeah.
I've never heard it the other way.
Yeah.
Holding my cloak.
Yeah, listen to it again.
People hear things differently a lot.
I played it the other day.
Oh, okay. Hello, Beatly Tone.
Hi, guys.
Hey,
how you doing?
Good to see you. So we have the more Beatles talk here, which is we can always have tons of Beatles talk. Now he's got
it's on the right channel.
Did you not say 5 minutes ago you're about to wind it down?
Yeah, I'm not. But then Caitlin said she could stay on until the Mets start. It's about 45 minutes or so, something like that.
Yeah.
And of course, now that Beatly Tone's here now. But then again, I'm going to have to go in. Wait a minute. Check my girlfriend's schedule because she might have a late night tonight. Otherwise, I got to leave in like half an hour or whatever. Let's just have a good time while we can.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. I really can't stand that. I don't like Sean or anybody taking the sax off songs. I don't like it. It's the way that belongs with that.
But I do I think it's the elemental mixes or whatever, where it's just like really, really stripped down, where it's just John's voice and one or two instruments or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I love what he's done with that.
Yeah.
Because it's cool to kind of get it, really bare and stripped down. But then you can always just go back to the other stuff.
And one of the mixes on the Mind Games box set has got the sax on One Day at a Time.
Yeah. It's
I can't remember which mix it is.
It's on the proper album version, right? It's on one of the other things you can hear it. The studio.
The one you were complaining about was Steel and Glass, right? Which is
yeah. Well, I mentioned that, as I always say, in my Give Me Some Truth review, I really was not happy, but I love Steel and Glass. It's one of my top Lennon tracks, period.
Yep.
And the sax was removed from there, and then Sean had liked the video that I did for Give Me Some Truth. So we had an email or 2, 3 going by back and forth. And yeah, he said that he had a different view of that being on there. And he wanted to take it off at the time. Now it's common knowledge, right? At the time he was joking. He said, please don't tell anybody, something was me or something. Honestly, he said that. And the thing is, now everybody knows now, he does it with other things as well. So I'm just wondering when Walls and Bridges ultimately gets put out, hopefully he's going to leave that one alone because that's the proper album. But since he did it to One Day at a Time on the proper album, Mind Games,
I'd be surprised if they remixed it again, unless he's really taken note of your comment.
I hope so.
And you might get a little credit on the box.
Well, because I don't mind the idea that, if you want to look at it as Give Me Some Truth as a compilation, you get an odd version on the compilation. Okay.
Mm.
No. Oh, no.
How you doing, Caitlin? I don't think we've ever done anything together. So
Oh,
Have we not? I feel like
Nice
we've
to meet
talked
you.
so much that, like, through live chats and things. I'm sorry, I didn't realize we actually hadn't done this before. So nice to actually meet you.
No, and same here. And I haven't met you either, Mark, before. So, hi.
Don't think us Americans rude.
I never do. Always seem to be nice to me anyway.
Okay. Mark is right about that Apple should purchase whatever they can. Elvis, follow that Dream label. For those that know, handle his catalog releases so much better, in my humble opinion. Well, so does Bob Dylan. The Bob Dylan bootleg series, those are done really well too.
Yep.
Pretty sure A Hard Day's Night is 50-50 owned by Apple and Bruce. The latter being why it's been with Miramax, Criterion, TCM.
Yeah, because you can stream it on HBO Max because they have that partnership with TCM. So that's why you can watch A Hard Day's Night on Max. So that might be the only legal issue when it comes to putting all the Beatles movies out on streaming, I would assume.
Are there any Beatles songs you skip, Tone? I have one in mind, but I'm wondering if you skip it.
Dizzy Miss Lizzie.
Oh, man. You know what? You know the thing? Let me tell you about Dizzy Miss Lizzie. I used to love Dizzy Miss Lizzie. I used to love it, right? Mm. And since I've heard so many Beatles fans over the last several years dissing that song, now I hear what they hear. I hear that guitar annoying me over and over again. I'm like, I never heard it that way before. Now you ruined it for me.
I know. It's relentless. I played Help yesterday, and I just pulled it off after.
I will never forget the first time I heard that song. I had just gotten the Help CD, so I had not heard those other songs except for the ones that were in the movie at the time. And so, yesterday closes out, and then I had the volume all the way up on my Discman. And boom, Dizzy Miss Lizzie comes in, and it was like deafening. It scared the crap out of me.
Yeah, yeah. It's an odd bit of track sequencing, isn't it? Because yesterday is so serene, and then it's boom.
What a way to go, though! Rock and roll.
Yeah, I mean, I love John doing rockers like that, but I never really gave the guitar that kind of it never really bugged me until a lot of people started bringing my attention to it.
They make a big point that when they were recording Hey Jude, George was trying to play a constant answering thing, and somebody said to him, just play it in the breaks. But Dizzy Miss Lizzie is what they should have pointed to and said, remember when you did that? Don't do that again.
I think that was in the original, though, right?
The original what?
For Dizzy Miss Lizzie, the original version.
Larry Williams.
I don't remember.
I should know. I just bought a CD that had all the songs, the original versions of the other songs.
I'll have to check that. I love the version of Dizzy Miss Lizzie on John Lennon Live Peace in Toronto. Nah,
as much as I love John, it's lazy. I could tell he's nervous and lazy with a lot of those songs. I like it on Chase Stadium.
Well, didn't they only have an hour or two to rehearse that on the plane to Toronto?
Yeah, that's why they only played numbers that we know, because we've never played together before.
Yeah.
I love Blue Suede Shoes. I love Money from that and Dizzy Miss
Lizzie.
Did you open that yet?
No, I still haven't.
Don't open it.
I've got to open it because it's got
a reissue, or it's got to be a reissue, right?
It's got the calendar in it.
Right, you asked for it.
I've never had one with a calendar in it, and that's why I bought it. So I've got to open it, otherwise I don't get to see the calendar.
I had the calendar, and it's long, long gone. Still have the album, but not the calendar.
You asked for it. Let's see what I could.
Massey gave me some great advice when I bought it. He said, "I don't know how to break this to you, Tone, but the calendar's probably out of date." It's like,
yeah, exactly.
It's a 1970, isn't it? 1970 calendar.
You have to do some calculations. If you wait enough years, it'll be back in vogue.
Yeah.
All right, this one's a sealed one without the calendar.
Right.
But I know the reason for this. We'll talk about it a little bit. This one is, oh man, I got some of these.
That's a reissue, right?
Also
Oh, a
sealed.
capital promo?
This card entitles you to one free John and Yoko 1970 calendar. Please print your name, address, and zip code below, affix 5-cent stamp, and return this pre-addressed card.
That's
cool.
a
That's
That's
later.
epic.
That's very cool.
Here's one that's got the calendar. Let's see if it's open. It's open. All right.
Yeah.
How you gonna say? I got 2 with calendars in it.
Nice.
Oh, no, it's not open. Hold on. Wait a minute. Is it open?
Don't open it.
Right?
Yeah.
Here's the calendar. But I think it's sealed, but the corner is like, you can't see. The corner is open a little, but it's generally sealed.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Wait a minute. I don't even know. What is that there? Oh, that's the one I was trying to show you. Yeah. That part's open. Oh, man. I thought I had. Oh, here's the one with the label. This is the one I was looking for. And I got this at the flea market, and it's open. All right.
I had that sticker once upon a time.
John and Yoko 1970 calendar. And this one's open. Tone, if you want, I can show you the calendar. Then you don't have to open it.
No, it's all right.
Nah, it's okay.
I'm going to do it as a video, so I'll open it.
Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. This is too much. I try not to get this many. I know people can have a field day with this. But the thing is, my record store had tons of these because I think this is one of those items that they found a whole bunch of cartons of these late.
Wow.
And somebody said John bought them up or something. I got to get the story on this. Somebody might know. John bought them all up or something to push the sales or something. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But once in a while, they find items that, for whatever reason, are in like warehouses. That happened a while ago with the Beatles, those blow-up dolls from Lux Soap. When I was a kid, it was 1978, I want to say. And I went to a local street fair, bazaar, and they had them all there, all sealed in plastic, each individual doll, for $1 a piece. I got all 4 Beatles in 1978. And, of course, years later, when something called the internet came on, I sold them for like $200 for the 4 of them or something. I regret it. And I've gotten them back again. They're not really expensive. You can get all 4 for around $200 or so. I don't know if that's a lot to people, a lot of money to people, but these days that's about what they go for anyway. Yada yada. Hopefully that gave a lot of time for more questions here. Oh, we'll be listening to Wonderful Christmas Time pretty soon. Oh no, wait a minute. Maybe I missed that in context. Never mind.
No, I think she's talking about the fact that it's almost September time.
Time flies.
Tempest fidget.
Can't sit through Hey Jude and Yesterday. Otherwise, I can listen to any Beatles song, really. Yeah, I got to be in the right mood. When I'm in the mood, they sound great, but I just want to hear them all the time on the radio. Oh, wait a minute. This is a lot of stuff to discuss. Don't you have videos on this?
I have got a video in it up on it, but I'll just say I just had a fantastic time. It's just brilliant. Loved Chicago as a city, and it was great meeting up with people, and we just had a lot of fun. The meeting up with people sort of kind of was better than the fest itself, if you know what I mean.
That's the best part of the fest. It's like a big family reunion.
Right.
Yeah.
And should I say it again? Because I always say how much I wanted to meet Beatley Tone, and I didn't get to
I wanted to meet you, Joe, as well.
That was a funny message. That was a video that was sent. Right, you guys were drinking or something before the show.
Oh yeah.
They sent me a message with Tone saying, "Joe Mayo, where are you? Get your fucking ass over here." Something like that. It was pretty funny. That was good.
Yeah.
Wings Over America poster. Like the Wings Over America poster.
Thank you. Yeah, my friend Joan, she brought one of those for all the gang, all the gang in Chicago, and she got them printed up at home and brought them up over to Chicago. So we all got one. So it's great. It's such a great picture, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. One of the last fests I went to, I don't know why, I think it might have been New York 2024. Wait a minute. What's the year? Yeah, that's the what is it
at
called?
the TWA Hotel.
TWA Hotel. Yeah. That poster that's by his head, McCartney on his own, McCartney 2. I bought that. It's been in like a plastic. It has a hard plastic casing around it. And I've been meaning to put that on the door forever. And I'm like, sure, now he's got it up. I've been waiting to put it up for over a year. And you start feeling like, I don't know if you're like this, you don't want anybody thinking, you're copying anybody, because there are anal retentives down there that say that. Oh, you're copying people.
Yeah, well, that poster there, I've completely forgotten that I had it. So that's an original promotional item for when the album came out. I had a record shop near where I worked, and I used to go in there not pretty much every day. And I got friendly with the bloke that ran it, and eventually I asked him whether I could have promotional stuff when they'd finished displaying them in the shop, and he gave me that, and I had it folded up inside my McCartney 2 album. And a few weeks ago, I did a deep dive review on the album, and when I do those, I always show my original copy, the first one that I ever had, and I opened it up, and that poster was in it, and I thought, right, well, that's got to go on the wall. So you might be able to see. Can I get my finger there? Sort of just there. There's a little nick at the top. It's torn a little bit because it was on my bedroom wall when I lived at home with my parents. Yeah, and obviously a bit of it still is, I suppose.
Yeah, because there was one person, I won't say who it was, wrote a comment. I think it was Matthew. Was it Matthew Street's video or Beatley Tone? I think. Hey, does it bother you that Joe Mayo copies your material? I'm thinking, what are out of here? We're all doing similar.
I never saw that. But
similar things.
We all do the same thing.
We're doing the same thing. Like
sometimes we've got a different take on things, and that.
Yeah, well, it makes sense. I mean, that's what's going on. Like when you did, sometimes you inspire a person. Like when you did the video about the Best of George Harrison album, where you were talking about that. I don't know if I think you were first with it.
Oh yeah.
And then I was like, oh yeah, I want to say something about it. But like it's kind of like a response, a bouncing off idea. There's nothing wrong with that, in my opinion. You're not stealing anything.
And you inspired me anyway, because I was watching your videos before I even had any clue that I was going to start a channel.
So, oh boy, another one.
There you go, Joe.
Oh my, I'm blushing.
There you go.
But but I mean, I was going to do that. I have so many posters. I mean, keep meaning change the room. But I love that Ringo poster so much. I love that image that I can't.
The Blast from the Past one. That one.
But what gets me is I got a Blast from Your Past, that same thing, a mobile, where you hang it and it spins.
Oh, the spinner.
And I was going to put it in this corner, and once I do that, then I can get this off and put something else on it. And every time I was going to do that McCartney 2 poster, but like, no, I don't think I'll do that one. But anyway, why don't I do it? Because you don't know, but there's a reason why this is laying here, covering stuff, junk. You can't get near there unless I really make the effort to clean that crap out and get a stepladder there. I'm never going to be able to do it. So
I know the feeling.
Yeah, this is a great interview. Aspel and Company.
Right? Yeah, brilliant.
You have to see it from 1988. I think.
Yeah, George and Ringo on Aspel & Co. It's called. Yeah.
Oh, it's such a good interview.
It's iconic.
Ringo's quite drunk.
Not for long. I think that was the year. Oh, somebody said they skip over Ringo songs, but I didn't know. I missed it. I meant to put that up there to defend Ringo, but there it is. I skip Ringo songs.
Nope.
Not me.
No way.
There you go.
3 exclamation marks.
Yeah, well, more than that. 1, 2, 3. Revolution 9, Skip, Honey Pie, and what the play?
It's what's the new Mary Jane?
What's the new Mary Jane? All right. Let me go down here.
So people say If You've Got Trouble has weird lyrics. Listen to the lyrics of what's the new Mary Jane.
Yeah, well, that also wasn't released until later. Same thing. But but the lyrics suck in. I mean, I love the song, but I think the lyrics suck in If You Got Trouble. You think I'm soft in the head? Find someone softer instead, pretty thing. I mean, what are you getting?
It's fun.
No wonder they left it.
I'll have fun with it, but I know why they didn't release it. It's not very good.
Yeah,
I like it,
but I still love it.
Yeah, so do I. As your opinion on anthology changed, so many YouTubers have changed your heart about it now.
When I did my video about it, that was just to get the news out there. I don't think I really sort of gave any particular opinion about it. Or are you talking about stuff that we talked about on my live stream?
I'm not really sure, because Lila talked before about how Matthew Street first put up a video. He was all glowing about, hey, it's coming out, woo, yappy. And then when he found out, he kind of jumped the gun.
There was a real change of mood. So when the first video that I put up was the one about the teaser, when the teaser first appeared, the 1, 2, 3, 4. The teaser, that everyone was really, really positive. And then the next one that I put up was the early morning one, just before the proper announcement, when I'd heard what the track listing was going to be for Anthology 4. And then it started to change. And then by the time I did the one that gave the full details, I would say it had moved from being about 50 people were about 50-50 on it, to be people being 70-30, not happy. And there's certain things that I'm not happy about. There's some things that I am happy about, but I mean, the main thing that I'm not happy about is the fact that people can't buy Anthology 4 on its own. I think that's really mean spirited, and I just think that's really bad, and people are just dipping out because of that. And I'm sure they would have sold. They would have made more money if they'd made it a standalone thing, because pretty much everyone would have bought Anthology 4, I think. But people were just not buying anything because they don't want to pay for the £300, for 13 new songs.
Yeah, I keep thinking of the CDs. That's the thing. But I keep thinking, I think they would have sold enough still, even if they given an option just to get the fourth one alone. I think there'd be people that would have bought, enough people buying all 4. I don't think you needed to make it mandatory to get all 4.
No, because when they did the US albums last year, you could buy the box set and you could buy each album individually, couldn't you? Because I as you know, Joe, I didn't have any of the US albums that were in that box, but I did have the Beatles story. So I didn't want to buy the box set. I just wanted to buy the 6 albums, I think it was, that were in it, apart from the Beatles story. So that's what I did.
I was happy to get the Beatles story when they put out the US album CD box. Listen to it once. That's it.
Yeah, I have the original one. I mean, it was probably interesting in its day. You didn't know everything about them yet, and that was a little something. But today, it's just completely nostalgic. If anything, it's just for a piece of nostalgia. It's not.
I don't think I've actually ever listened to it.
Yeah, you can live your whole life without it.
I have my parents' original copy. I have the one that came in the box set that Apple sent, and then I also have it on CD when the CD US list came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can be skipped, but it's not very valuable information today.
No, it's of its day, isn't it?
It's kind of like having Brian Epstein's A Cellar Full of Noise book. It's there for the cool factor,
I'm wondering if this is a setup. I don't know, because I thought that when I said one song, I was wondering if Beatley Tone might skip was Mr. Moonlight.
Nope.
I was wondering.
No, I don't skip it.
That's one of the best songs on Beatles for Sale.
Hey, there you go.
It's a great vocal from John.
It
Very
literally
much.
is John Lennon's best Beatle vocal, and I will scream that from the mountaintops every time I play it on the Beatles channel. I tell everyone that is my favorite, best #1 John Lennon Beatle vocal.
Wow.
That's quite a statement. I love to hear stuff like that. That's what you want. Unusual opinions that are good.
You think it's better than his vocal on Twist and Shout?
Maybe because Twist and Shout has just been so in the center of pop culture for so long. Maybe that has the effect on my opinion, but just that belting, and even not just the intro, just the "and the night you don't come my way," that reaching for that note, I pray and pray more each day. Oh, forget it. It's
Kaylee,
the best.
you've got a voice.
Thanks.
You've got a voice.
I appreciate it. Thank you. I used
Both
to
the
sing and write songs
the
back in the
DJ
day.
voice.
You have to redo Mr. Moonlight. You got to do a cover.
God, I don't know if I could get that now. Mister!
Oh, wait a minute. There's a video.
The anthology version, right?
Nobody's ever seen it.
Where he
Mike.
misses the note and he goes, nearly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
right.
hard.
Right. Yeah. It's a Mikey Arugula video where I do that. I scream at the top of my lungs. I do Mr. Moonlight at the beginning. I don't know how you're going to be able to find it, but if you look at the short, I think I'm in it. You look over Mikey Arugula, look at the shorts, and go back, not too many, and you will see me in the frame, and then you know it's the video with me, and I do the beginning. Anyway, Daniel says I skip Love Me Do, and then he adds dull and quite dated. I think even Aunt Mimi didn't like it.
Words.
That's one of their more dated sounding, if you want to use that word, songs. But I love it, of course. But love how Paul played that song in Kansas City on the Paul is Live album, and everybody went nuts when he played it. Which one are we talking about?
Kansas City. He's talking about Kansas City.
Played song in Kansas City on the Paul is Live album. John and Yoko got some flack on those bed-in interviews in Toronto. It's no surprise considering how they approached it by pulling Brian Wilson and interviewing from their bed. Don't skip any Beatles songs now. The only thing it's got going for it is the harmonica solo. The only thing it's got going for it. Wow. It's got everything going for it.
I still like it. My hot take is that I prefer the one with Ringo, the one that Ringo plays tambourine on. Rather
Me too.
Well,
we're agreeing a lot today.
I think that tambourine really adds something, gives the song some body. It's a little bit dry without it on the single version.
I think the drums are better on there, I'm sorry to say, too. I think Andy White does a better job. It has the cymbal crash, too, right? You're a good drummer.
It has it on both.
I think the crash is on both, but
yeah, it's on both.
I don't think so. I'll try it out. I think it just goes boom. I'm laughing because I'm trying to sing. I'm trying to do like a music, singing, talking music.
Mind you, that tambourine is really loud. Watch out for it being toned down when they get to the remix of the.
It's funny. "Love Me Do" is actually my ringtone.
Oh, is it?
And
mine is "Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds" because that does sound like a ringtone. The intro to it.
So my phone rings and it's that harmonica blasting, and it scares the shit out of me every time.
Did somebody say hot take?
Yeah, that would be a hot take.
Yeah,
but
that is the hottest take I've ever heard.
So the thing is that I will tend to skip songs because they are songs that I hear quite often. So if I'm just going through tracks on Rubber Soul, sometimes I will skip in my life, not because I don't love it and don't think it's an unbelievable song, but it's just there all the time. I hear it at work all the time.
Yeah, well, you would do, I suppose.
Yes.
but
Yeah.
that's a top 10 Beatles song for me.
Yeah.
I do wish the guitar at the very end of it didn't have that little sound.
No, that's what makes it great. I love little mistakes and things like that. And
Well, the
all the-
Beatles were the
That's
kings of those.
Somehow.
it's great.
Yeah, we've talked about it. There's little mistakes that they do make that I love, if you call it a mistake, or things that are left in there.
Yes.
Some of the All My Loving, sometimes when I hear that, the vocals aren't matched, the double match plays perfectly.
I think the one on Please Please Me is
The stereo
best.
version.
Where they're singing the two different lines at the same time. It's hysterical.
Well,
they do that on I'll Get You also.
Yes.
Yeah, they say that all the time, but I'll get you. Yeah. The thing with the Please Please Me, that's why I like the mono one verse. People ask me, do you like mono or stereo? I say depends on the song. I want the mono Please Please Me where there's no mistake. You know?
I like the mistakes. Makes them human.
Sure. One of the few times where I appreciated Ringo's honesty about George's I don't remember anything glibness.
I don't know the context for that statement.
Yeah. 100 quid for an extra 13 tracks is a disgrace, really.
The only thing that I would say really about the Anthology 4 is that we naturally assume that everyone has, the tracks that they've put on it that have come from the Super Deluxe box sets. We kind of assume that everyone has them, but they don't. Not everyone bought those sets. And people that didn't buy those box sets will be happy to have those new, a load of new. I think 17. I think there's 17 from the box sets. 17 new tracks that they don't have, as well as the 13 that we don't have.
That's true.
So they won't be disappointed with that. It's just they can't buy it on its own. That's the trouble. That's a
good call.
In a way, I suppose, unless they were to release 3 more volumes, I hate to say that, it makes sense that, because they always have done it in chronological order. So of course, Anthology 1 had, the early stuff, then 2 was the middle, and 3 was the end. So if you're gonna put out 4 and not have to put out 4, 5, 6 and kind of do that same thing chronologically, they have to just give us little bits from each era. I guess it just makes sense.
The other thing that I'm not sorry, Caitlin, have you?
Oh no, you're fine.
Finished. The other thing that I'm not really happy about is that with Volume 4, I wanted them to. I'm great. The tracks that they've included, I wanted them intermingled with, so that they were appropriate to the right anthology. Because for kids that are coming to this now, that are discovering Anthology for the first time, it's not going to make any sense, because
True.
Anthology tells a story of their career, and that first outtake that I saw her standing there, take 2, that's going to be on Volume 4, should be on Volume 1 around the sort of Please Please Me.
Right, and then I'm wondering if it's a double-edged sword. It's like you can't win, because then you would mess up the original track listing, and then people would be pissed off about that. Oh, you messed with the original track listing of Anthology 1, and you added all these things in there. So it's like you can't win.
No, you can't win, that's for sure.
Yeah, they did that with the Red and Blue albums, and people lost their minds.
Well, they did it. Yeah, they did it on the CDs, but not on the vinyl.
That's right.
But I think they should have done that. I think it's just very important for Anthology, because the story isn't being told properly with it just that being an extra volume.
And that could be another reason as to why they decided to just put it on for itself, so that way it doesn't disrupt the little bits of talking that they have in it, and keeping that original story flow.
The only one that really has the talking is Anthology 1. And they seem to have abandoned that for the other two.
Mm.
Yeah.
But it's also a philosophy, it seems, of You Discover Music / Universal Music Group, that they like to unify the CD releases and the vinyl releases, which I don't agree with. I think they should be able to expand the CDs, make them different from the vinyl, which they did do for Red and Blue. So it's weird.
Mm.
Red and the Blue.
What do you think? You think the content should be different, or just the running order, or between CD and vinyl?
No, I think if at all possible, all the tracks should be in both formats.
Yeah.
So that somebody buying one gets everything.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I always get upset when one format has a track that the other format doesn't.
Yeah.
Especially when it's the vinyl that has the extra track.
Yeah.
Because I don't like buying vinyl.
But with the Pepper and the White Album box, it was the vinyl buyers that lost out, because the CD versions of those had absolutely everything, and the vinyl was limited.
Yeah, and it wasn't until Let It Be that they started unifying them. So we had Let It Be and then Revolver. And those were identical, and the CD buyers lost out because you didn't have that much space taken up on the CD. They could have easily put more material on it.
Mm.
And the fact that the full Rooftop concert has never come out on CD.
Are we actually missing any of the tracks from the Rooftop? Or have they all come out now on various?
As far as I know,
it's all come out on streaming now.
Yes.
So when the Get Back docuseries came out, they released it as an album.
Mm.
Yeah,
that doesn't count. Here today, gone tomorrow.
And they put them out on YouTube at the time.
Which is interesting as to why it's not been put out physically.
Yeah.
And
I'm still waiting for the Let It Be Blu-ray.
And people want it, the Rooftop. For me personally, as I always say, I want to watch it. I don't care to listen to the Rooftop.
I like it in both formats. I love listening to it and I love watching it. The Rooftop concert inspires me. I just think it's fabulous.
Watching it in IMAX was unreal when they did that. That was pretty cool.
Haven't seen it that way.
Sure, I could sing. Absolutely, I could sing that. Amoeba record fine, Top Dollar's a loser. He's a loser. Because he's worried about everybody else but him. Dun-dun-dun-dun. How's that?
Don't give up your day job. Oh, you already did. Never mind.
Yeah, I know I can't sing worth a damn.
I never heard that song. Who recorded Worth a Damn?
Beats me. I'm trying to look for different. Everybody changes their mood because they found out that Apple EMI aren't going to sell the anthology set separately. I would have bought all of them on vinyl separately. But you're never going to please everybody when it comes to the Beatles releases. Is Daniel expanding on that? Because George should be called out for his curmudgeon behavior. Hence why he became great friends of Dylan, who can become a curmudgeon if the interviewer asked a silly question or too much praise. Yeah, I get you. George does that, which is good. John does that. Those are the ones we lost. But Paul's going to tell you everything you want to hear.
I think it's called not suffering fools gladly, isn't it?
I suffer from that. Let me tell you. You know what the problem is with me? If I get a little irate, this is the problem.
I'm afraid that stupidity always brings out the worst in me. Stupidity? Yes, stupidity.
That's my problem. How
many of those do you have queued up?
Not as many as I should. It's the same old tired few that I use with Danny all the time because it begs I use them when I talk to him. What do you think of this? Well, I understand Disney Plus first premiere.
Yeah, the question is, when will it ever get a physical release? They got burned on the Get Back Blu-rays, and I'm worried that we're not seeing others, but who knows?
We were talking about this on Hands Across the Water this afternoon, and I'm thinking that even if we get a physical release of it, which I will buy, and it'll be in the other room, and I'll have to find it. I think I'll still watch it on Disney Plus because it saves me getting off the sofa.
That's what I say.
Yeah.
I could just press the button and there it is.
Yeah.
Most of the time, if it's on physical media, I'll watch it on physical media.
Yeah, I will if there was like extra material, because obviously when it goes on Disney Plus, there's no extra stuff, but sometimes when you have a DVD or a Blu-ray or whatever, even if it's if it's a movie or whatever, you get a disc of extras or whatever, then I'll watch the physical media. But if it's just the film, or it's just
now Disney Plus does put their bonus features on their app with some of their movies.
Do they?
They sure do.
Okay.
The only one that I know that it does it with is some of the Muppet stuff. I haven't looked at everything. Right. But yeah, sometimes they will put those bonus features or a specific version. Like if you want to watch the director's cut or a theatrical cut, you can differentiate between that on Disney Plus.
Hmm.
The Muppets have got outtakes.
Oh yeah, you can watch a different version, I think, of a Muppets Christmas Carol.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah,
they should put out a Muppets anthology then, shouldn't they?
They should.
We're still waiting for seasons 4 and 5 of the Muppet Show.
I don't think it's ever going to happen, unfortunately.
No, probably not.
As I have my Muppet Vision 3D glasses that I did not take from the last day that the ride.
No, of course not.
No, of course not.
Here's a hot take.
Respectfully,
that is a hot take.
I don't agree, and I always tease Paul about some of those granny songs, but I think that's a wonderful song, and I'm glad it's on Pepper.
That's a wonderful song. Honey Pie is a wonderful song. Not Wild Honey Pie.
I like
Honey Pie.
Well, I like both honey pies, but what you're saying, Lila, is that okay? So I get it that's your least favorite song on the album, but how can it possibly ruin Sgt. Pepper when there's so much else brilliant stuff on it? You think it ruins it?
I'm trying to think of albums where one song ruins the whole album. No. I think they're out there, but I can't think what they are. Not Beatles. Anyway.
When I first got Pepper in 1970, it took me a long time to warm up to Within You Without You.
Yeah.
And for a few years, I tended to start side 2 with When I'm 64. Now I would never skip Within You Without You. I love that song.
Especially the remix. The tabla just sounds amazing on that. It's just great.
Well, that's a common thing. A lot of fans say that, myself included. But now I love Within You Without You now. The question is, I wonder if, and I also love Only a Northern Song.
Yes.
And I'm wondering if that would have worked. We're not used to it on that album. But I wonder if that, even though George Martin didn't think it was so good, I wonder if that would work well on there for Pepper. More psychedelic.
I don't know if it necessarily would have worked because, oh my goodness, It's All Too Much was done during that same time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that would have been rad on Sgt. Pepper. But also, I didn't start appreciating Within You Without You until the Cirque du Soleil Love remix with Tomorrow Never Knows. Okay. That's kind of what got me into actually giving Within You Without You a genuine listen.
It's a good combination.
It's the best. It rocks.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, I really love it. I love Within You Without You.
I love that album. It's great.
Me too.
Yeah.
On that note, gentlemen, unfortunately, I've got to get going.
Oh, okay. Mets.
Yeah, time to watch the Mets hopefully not lose.
Yeah, all right. Thank you, Caitlin, for being on.
Thank you so much for having me. It was so nice to chat with you guys and all of you in the comments. And just a quick plug before I go, you can listen to me Monday through Friday on the Beatles channel, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific.
Thank you. At any time you want to come up, be my guest.
Oh, I appreciate it, Joe. You're the best.
Thank you.
Bye, Kate.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
So long. Okay, that was nice for Caitlin to come there on here. Why is it that Paul will perform "I'll Get You," the B-side of "She Loves You," but he won't sing "She Loves You" or "I Want to Hold Your Hand"? The answer is because everybody's got their own want list in life. I'm tired of him doing a lot of predominantly John songs. But then again, I guess she loves you. "I Want to Hold Your Hand" is more than just John. But I think of them as John. Real, she loves. And by the way, I wanted to say, was it you? I agree again with Tone when you were talking about "Drive My Car." Who was it that said they hear Lennon, and the other two were saying, "I don't hear Lennon. Lennon's on there." "I Love You" part.
Yeah, it was me. That was me, I think.
Yeah, I hear Lennon all the time on that.
Yeah.
Everybody hears things differently. What do you think, Mark?
On whether or not John sings on
With that line.
He sings, "Baby, I love you." Do.
I'd have.
Wow. I think that's John
singing. Play it all the time,
Yeah,
but I'd have to listen carefully again.
It's brought, or at very least, he's brought up for that. That's what I always thought anyway, but people hear things differently.
Yeah. Now, I think the Beatles did more vocal trading than we really are aware of, because Paul could make himself sound like John sometimes, and I don't know if John ever really tried to sound like Paul, though.
Well, there's a big controversy going on about the ahs parts in "A Day in the Life," which I always thought was John, and there was this big argument that it was Paul, actually. Then somebody isolated it once and just had the, after the dream part. And I can hear Paul now in it. So unless it's both of them, unless they come in together, I think I'm willing to say it's Paul now after all this debate. I think it was on the Hoffman Forum, and they had all these secluded singing parts. You ever wonder about that?
No, I always thought it was John, and it sounded very much like what we hear in Lovely Rita as well. So I just thought it was John in that.
Yeah, I always thought it was John.
Yeah, I'd be interested, folks.
I don't think I've ever listened to it. I know we have definitely discussed this before, Joe, and
we have.
But I don't think I've gone back and listened to try and work it out. I've just always assumed it was John singing. And
just to really, when we're on these kinds of things, what drives me nuts is some people think it. Maybe you two do also. I don't know. We disagree on Revolution. Talk about the record, the fast version, B-side. Some people now think it's Paul doing the scream, and I think that's so clearly John. I can't even imagine.
No, I thought it was John.
No, I think Paul may be doing it on the video.
Yes, that's where they get confused, I think.
Yeah,
which is a different scream.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. That's what I think personally. That people think because they're so used to that video, they think that Paul's doing it on the radio. It's amazing to me. Sometimes we're Beatle fans and we hear these for 60 years or something, whatever it is, 50 years. And then we hear things differently sometimes, Yeah.
I just read something that once again repeated the myth that it's Paul singing "She Loves You, Yeah, Yeah, Yeah" on "All You Need Is Love," which I used to think, but now I am convinced it's John because I've seen him mouth to it.
Well, yeah, but that was another thing. This is my opinion. I was dissected to death on something. And the answer they came up with was both of them start doing it. Like, I think,
sounds like
somebody starts, whether it's Paul starts at "Love You, yeah," and then John echoes "She Loves You." Like, in other words, giving him the idea to sing along with "She Loves You, yeah, yeah, yeah."
I don't think so because it's the pronunciation of "you," which fits John's use of the word as opposed to Paul's. And I think it was Robert Rodriguez of Something About the Beatles who did the best dissection of that, although it's been a few years since I heard it.
Well, we definitely have John, the visual of him doing it on the film.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering about the beginning part. I don't know. It's stuff like that. People think, why are you guys so concerned with that? And I always say, because it's the Beatles.
Because we'd like to attribute things to the right person.
And the right people. And it's the Beatles that you should be attributed to the right thing. And you can't ask Paul, or you can't ask, they don't always remember.
No.
You know,
and John and George are not with us, so we can't ask them, even if they
well,
could.
remember, for the longest time, some people thought that it was John that was screaming, "I've got blisters on my fingers."
That's even in the liner notes of the American Rarities album, first pressing.
Yes,
where
and
it's
they
described as
corrected
the classic Lennon statement.
Yeah.
And then on the second pressing, it was revised to classic statement. They just took the word Lennon out.
It says it on. I've got first pressing. It says it on mine.
Yep, same here.
Yeah. I was talking about, back to the other thing, Ringo interview where he calls George out for suing him. Yeah, but the thing is, like, George is laughing. They're both laughing about it. It's great. It's a great in that interview. Yeah, he even playfully goes. Ringo goes, "You don't remember anything, do you?" Yeah, I remember. That's funny.
I remember a lot of stuff, but I can't make the timeline sync up properly.
No.
Yeah, it's weird.
I'm bouncing around, fellas. Let me just, I also have to keep my eye on a message to see when I'm supposed to pick my girl. She didn't text me yet.
Yeah.
Beatles fans ever going to be happy with 2 releases? I wonder if there was ever a time when they were. Can you find one release that everybody was happy about?
I don't know, but there's always something. People always will moan about something, even if it's the price. They'll always
complain about the White Album.
I don't know, because I wasn't on YouTube when the White Album came out, so I didn't really observe what was going on. But as far as track listing goes, everybody wants something different, and that you're never gonna please everyone at the same time.
Yeah, I just remember that
still going on about Carnival of Light.
Oh yeah, somebody said that. You think Carnival of Light will be on Record Store Day? No, I don't. No. I don't think. I can't say never do I believe it'll ever be out, but they don't want to put that out anytime soon.
No.
Yeah, and I don't think Record Store Day is the appropriate place for it anyway.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm just bouncing back and forth here, looking for things to put up. Okay, was Hands Across the Water live or a recorded show today?
It was a recorded show. I think it's going to be out on Monday. I think.
Yeah, owning things is the advantage if things get edited or taken down. People think this stuff's going to be up available forever on streaming.
Yeah.
Nope. They can go away anytime the providers want it to, and have done so.
I ordered the Beatles anthology box set on CD from the Beatles store. Anybody had good or bad experiences with the Beatles store?
Yeah, I've always had good experience from them. I used to order everything from Amazon. Even Paul's stuff and John's stuff. But since Amazon let me down with the Revolver, I've gone back to the Beatles store, and they deliver on release day, and everything has always been okay. But I know people that have had, it really is the luck of the draw. I've seen people, that got the mono box set where the White Album sleeve has come unglued already, or it arrived unglued.
And they came unglued.
Yeah, and they're going to replace it, but I think they'll always replace it. But it's just such a pain. It's just so painful when you order something brand spanking new and it's got a problem.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, I mean, I'd like to go to the store. I always prefer to go to the store, but I'm lucky I live in a place where there's stores and they carry it most of the time. The usual record store that I go to doesn't usually get them. The ones I record my videos on with, but because they specialize in old stuff mostly. But there are a couple of stores that have new releases, and what I try to do is get them then. Because even when I order on Amazon, as good as they are, I know I've been in a predicament where I've ordered something from Amazon, and yet maybe a store will get it early. They'll give it to you early, and I'm like, oh man, it's coming. It's coming in the mail. Do I really want to? I'm not going to pay twice, But I've done that before. If I can get it a day or two early and get a video up, that's what I try to do. I'm not supposed to do that, but I don't say who. Never going to say who.
No, definitely.
Don't worry. If you're listening, yeah, I'll never tell. Oh man, let's see. Since Paul's only playing in Buffalo, do you wish you went to those Bowery shows? No, I don't regret anything. I can't explain it. I feel like I've seen Paul 11 times. One of those times was when I won free tickets in '92 to see him at the Ed Sullivan Theater, which was the David Letterman Theater, to do MTV Up Close, where I got within 6 feet standing in front of the stage, across from slightly to Paul's right. So I feel I'm good, If I was younger, I think, I hate to say I'm this old guy. I'm not. I mean, I can do things, but there's different reasons. It's not the same anymore at my age, really going down, waiting overnight in the cold or whatever. It was February, I believe, or January or February was the Bowery shows. So, no, I didn't feel like I had to do it, I don't regret it. I don't regret anything, no. Well, the thing is, I have an offer that if Paul ever plays locally again, that I'm going to be treated as a gift to a kind of a VIP seat to the front. So then I'll go. Does that make sense? I think so.
Yeah. I've seen Paul 4 times, I think. And in 2014, I saw him from the 6th row of the American Airlines Center in Dallas.
Yeah.
Phenomenal concert, and I don't think anything's ever going to top that one.
Yeah, no, I mean, I trust. Not that I'm trying to one up you, but I've seen, like, I love Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. When I saw her right up at the stage, leaning with my arms like this on the stage, coming down to the stage and sweating on everybody, shaking their head. You see a show that close, where you can see the fillings in Paul's teeth, which I remember seeing. Yeah. I'm like, it's like up the upper teeth. There's no way, even a front row seat it could. But I'm not taking anything away. But like you say, when you have something that experience, that intimate, that close, it's hard. This I had to put up here because this is so ridiculous. This guy likes to make silly comments now and then. Yeah, how tough is it to glue down a flap? Should you really spend X hundred amounts of dollars and have to glue down your own flap? Come on, be real. Come on. God. Get mono. Oh, same guy. Get mono stereo in USA Rubber Soul Vinyl and call it done. Yeah, okay, you're done. All right. Let's see, what else do we got here? The 1979 purple Capitol white vinyl reissue sounds excellent. Of what?
I don't know which album.
Yeah, we're out of. My complaint about Revolver box set was no Blu-ray. I don't care about those Blu-ray audios personally. To be honest, that's my thing.
Nor do I. And everyone's got their own. As we said before, everyone wants something different. But I can remember when the Revolver box was announced and it became apparent there was going to be no Blu-ray. People on my channel were saying, "Well, that's it then. I'm out. That's a deal breaker." And these are people that are my age that have been listening to music for 50 years without Dolby Atmos. And all of a sudden,
right.
it's a deal breaker, which I don't know. That just seems crazy for me. It's not, maybe it just seems crazy for me because I'm not bothered about listening to music in spatial audio. I prefer to hear it in stereo coming straight at me. But people, wanted the Blu-ray, and because there wasn't a Blu-ray, they weren't going to buy the Revolver box. That's what they was.
It didn't stop me from buying the set, but I was disappointed in its absence. I didn't get into surround until 2010. And since that point, when I heard just how neat it is, I've gotten a lot of surround stuff, Blu-rays, SACDs. It's an enjoyable, immersive experience. Now, I do not have Atmos. I don't really have a place to put the extra speakers, and to connect everything up would just be insane. But I love 5.1 sound.
Yeah, that's what I've got. I've got 5.1s set up. Joe, you'll know the answer to this, being a movie guy. So if you
42
films that are coming out currently, do they still get like a Blu-ray release, or does it just go straight to streaming on?
No, they do. I mean, 4K is really taking over, but I think most of the movies are still getting Blu-ray as well. The 4K is taking over from Blu-ray, but they offer most of them like a dual package where you get both still.
Yeah.
Not as many dual packages anymore, but they usually have a separate Blu-ray release. Some studios are still putting out combination 4K and Blu-ray. Some of the reissue studios like Kino Lorber do a very good job of that. You should check out a site called thedigitalbits.com.
Oh, yeah.
They will give you that information. They focus largely on 4K, but they also include information about the Blu-rays. And most of the time when a Blu-ray is included, it has extra material on it that the 4K doesn't have, because they like to use the full bandwidth of the 4K for the movie itself.
All right. Okay. Interesting.
Okay, what will happen to our beloved Ed Sullivan Theater? Well, in my opinion, I don't know, but it's worth it. That's all I'm going to say.
I heard something about this. What are they planning?
Yeah, well, I'm doing a little dig here. It's worth what we lost if we don't have the Ed Sullivan Theater anymore. I don't know what they're going. They can't get rid of it. They can't get rid of the theater, right? But get rid of the guy's show.
Yeah.
Wow. Is anything good here, guys? I'm just like trying to.
I've only been looking at the chat occasionally.
Noah says, I still have theories on the anthology and future Beatles releases. Want to hear them? And the answer
why not?
Is yes. Let's have it now.
Let's hear your theories. We'll be waiting there a little bit. When it came to deluxe sets, I've always got it on CD along with standalone LP, so that I could have the surround Blu-ray Revolver. I can't read it right. I could have
the period after Blu-ray.
So now I'm going to be out 300 plus this time. Getting tired. I guess I've been on here 3 hours and 15 minutes so far.
Yeah.
So Paul twice. Cool with that. And I'm still one of those people that feels that, he's past his long past his prime, but that doesn't mean I wouldn't I had a good time seeing him in 2022, 3 years ago, but I'll see him again, but I'm okay with it. That's what I'm saying. I'm okay with it. If I'd never seen him before, I'd be like, I better get moving. That's
Ringo 3 times, I think. Might have been 4, but I think for sure it was 3.
I'm mixed up with him. I know of 8 for sure with Ringo, but it could have been one other, because there was a lot of the same venues I went to, and I'm thinking, well, how many times was that venue? I'm trying to remember.
And since he stopped changing the people in the band and the song list too much,
yeah,
become very same.
That gets difficult too, and that was part of the appeal of it. That was always the appeal of going, is the different band. I thought. Can you guys comment whether satellite radio versions are different or unique mixes?
I'm relatively sure some of them are unique mixes, but they do not tell you which ones. And I'm not sure what wacky original quad mix you're talking about. I didn't have quad back in the 70s. I had a receiver from Radio Shack, which was supposed to be able to synthesize quadraphonic sound. So I had 4 speakers, but it could never get anything that resembled quad out of it. And I couldn't afford to get a true quadraphonic system. So I never got to hear any of that stuff back in the day. It's one of the reasons I like surround sound now. It's truly discreet and it works really well.
Yeah.
Remember,
you got the Deep Purple thing on behind you. I think that Deep Purple did a few quad mixes, didn't they? Some of the albums that I've got, or CDs, should I say, the expanded. I think the expanded Machine Head or one of those has got.
As far as I know, it's just Machine Head.
Lazy, the track Lazy, I think, with a quad mix of it. I think, but you can't hear it because you haven't got the gear. I haven't got the gear either.
Well, Machine Head, I've got 2 different surround mixes for it. Actually 3, because you also have to count the horrible Dweezil Zappa mix from a few years ago.
Quad. Do you remember the Dennis Elsis interview when in '74 when John said that they wanted a quad mix of Walls and Bridges, and he says, "What are you kidding? I just mixed the whole thing." And he's talking about it. He says, "So I gave it to whoever to remix it into quad." He goes, "And he's doing a great job for the 20 people who buy quad." He says, I love it.
Yeah. Nobody knew that Dolby was going to make a big splash some decades later.
Broadway Theater. Okay, is this Noah? It's back. A soundtrack to the docuseries remixed by Giles Martin is one.
Well, the anthology CDs and vinyl are essentially the soundtrack, although the audio ones have much more material from a song point of view than the TV shows.
Yeah.
I saw McCartney in 2010. He's pretty incredible. I managed not to scream, though, like my mother did when she saw him at 63. There you go.
I'll keep that in mind, Johnny. Thank you. Someday, maybe. I don't do too much traveling, though. Not even in the U.S.
Isn't the music video up, or am I imagining things?
Yeah, it's up. There is a new video for it. Yeah, there is a new video for it.
Isn't it the same video though with the new track? Or
no, it's a brand new video. It's not. It's got little clips of the original video in it, but it's a brand new video.
Good for them.
It's on YouTube.
I'll still say Paul sounds good compared to his other contemporaries like Dylan, who just mumbles and seems to forget his own written lyrics in a lethargic way. I can't attest to that, but I can attest to the fact that he never really sounded good. And I like Dylan, by the way. I'm not a Dylan hater. I get Dylan. I like what he does, but including the way he sings. But I think with Dylan, you're not going down as far as Paul. You know, Paul had a really great voice once upon a time. I don't think Dylan ever did, but
Dylan does different arrangements of his songs constantly. Sometimes you can't even tell what song it is because the arrangement is so different. And
I get so disappointed. I saw him twice. I always say, in 1989, I hated him when I saw him, and I didn't know what the hell he was singing. And then in 2013, I enjoyed it more with the Tempest tour.
Yeah. I saw him in 1978, and he was great, but I didn't really know any of the songs back then.
That was before Slow Train.
It was part of the Street Legal tour. Right. I think he played Blackbush Aerodrome in the UK, and he had also on the bill Joan Armatrading, Eric Clapton, and Graham Parker and the Rumour. It was a great gig.
Wow. Yeah, I saw Dylan on the same bill as Phil Lesh and Friends at an outdoor gig in Ventura, California in 1998. We were way back, and for the first half of Dylan's set, I couldn't recognize a single song until he played Like a Rolling Stone. And then it's like, oh, yeah, that is Dylan.
Mm.
And then I saw him a few years back in Texas, and he did very different arrangements of the songs, but it was quite enjoyable.
Yeah.
But he only played piano, no guitar.
Yeah, that's what he does now, isn't it? When I saw him, I think he was playing a Strat for the whole gig. I think. No,
I've seen pictures of him with a Strat, and it looks great.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back. Oh man! Speaking of Slow Train, which I love, by the way, Dylan did a live version of When He Returns. Oh yes, on the Oh Mercy tour. I saw it in Toronto's Massey Hall, which is a great venue to see any concert. That's probably my least favorite.
Massey Hall.
Yeah, that song. I like the album, Slow Train Coming, but it's probably my least favorite song. I still like it. I like it. It's my least favorite song on it.
I find that period of Bob Dylan fascinating.
Yeah, and is he still? I mean, has he just like renounced it, or does he still practice it? I don't understand. Since then.
I think, well, he moved away from it publicly, but who knows what he does in his private life, and it's none of our business. He can practice whatever he wants.
Well, wait a minute. He made it everybody's business for 3 years or whatever it was.
Yeah, but it's still his personal thing, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. I mean, I happen to be all right with it, but I'm just this time I saw Dylan.
If I accept George preaching Krishna, I have to accept Dylan preaching Christ.
Oh, I have no problem with him preaching Christ, that's for sure. Slow Train, definitely my favorite of the 3 Christian Discovery albums. You know,
yeah,
I've never played Saved, believe it. I know. Yeah, the other one I know, Shot of Love.
Lot of Love. Yeah, Saved actually has some really nice songs on it, including the title track. That's a goodie.
I don't have Saved. I've got Slow Train Coming though.
Sure. But Mark Knopfler's on there on that album. He plays really well on it. Slow Train Coming. Anyway, we're getting into a lot of other stuff, which is fine.
Yeah.
We're waiting for my text. My girl, you're supposed to pick her up. You're going to text me? Let me know what time. Come on. Told her I need a text.
Maybe rest a little bit before she texts.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, a lot of stuff here. But I was, come on. At least Dylan and Paul aren't blaming their drummers if they miss their cues. like Zach under the bus.
Oh, God. But I love The Who, but damn.
So do I. But Andy saw The Who in Newark the other night. When was it? Thursday night, I think he went. And he said, Roger Daltrey, he messed up Behind Blue Eyes. They had to start it again. That wasn't anything to do with the drummer. And he said he was a little bit, a little bit out of time and on some songs. But
I think he should done.
I'm starting to sound like these other people. Wow, when are these people going to be done, finished? Stop. Like enough already.
Well, there are times when you have to hang it up. Unfortunately.
I don't know. I always change my mind all the time of it,
Yeah.
I'm always like, no, it's good as long as people are enjoying it, as long as they're having fun, they still want to do it good. Other times I'm like, nah, hang it up. I guess it depends on the day for me,
I feel for Zach Starkey, though. That wasn't right.
Not just because he's Ringo's son, but
No. When I saw The Who also in 2014, I believe it was, I saw a sound check, or no, it was a later year, but I got to sit in on sound check, and I kept wondering, who is this kid who's doing the drumming?
Yeah.
And it turns out it was Zach. From a distance, I did not recognize him at all.
Yeah.
It was phenomenal.
Yeah. No, I saw him play with The Who in, I think it was 2015 or 2016 at Hyde Park. It was great. It was great.
Figure out. Probably it was 2015. Is that right? Yes.
Yeah, Paul Weller was on the
2015.
bill as well. Paul Weller was the second act.
Yeah, was that the?
So staying up late, are you, Tone?
Yeah, I'm just thinking I probably ought to go to bed.
Yeah, I think we should. We did 3.5 hours on it, so I think, and it's coming to the end. But I had such a great time with this, and I'm glad, Tone, that you could join us later on. And Mark, thank you so much for being here.
Again, thank you for including me. I appreciate it.
You know your stuff, all right, right? You're a big fan. All right. So thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody, in the comments. I'm going to try maybe get some dinner or some late dinner or something like that. And we will talk soon, all of us. So,
all right.
Cheers.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Joe.
Bye. Cheers, Joe. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.